This is your sphincter on TP. You call that clean? I call that bad bunghole hygiene. A recipe for skid marks, crack scratch fever, mud butt, or worse. Fact, I haven't wiped my butt once in 6 months. Fact, my stinker is squeaky clean. How to do it? I started blasting my crack with the #1 most effective cleanser of all time, water. Well, this right here is the Clear Rear Butt Spray Bidet. This incredible breakthrough in toilet technology can be installed on any throne in the nation in under 15 minutes. No special tools, no expensive plumbers. These days, when I finish my business on the bowl, I just twist that dial and let my Clear Rear do all the dirty work. From stink to pink in seconds flat every time. And unlike this rough stuff, Clear Rear won't scrape or irritate that sensitive sphincter. Folks, it's time to wake up. Say no to Big TP and stop wiping your butt. Millions of Americans are saving money on toilet paper, spending less time in the bathroom, and enjoying cleaner sphincters with the Clear Rear attachable bidet. Just click on the button below to get started or go to truthaboutbigtp.com. Right now they're offering an incredible discount and a 30-day satisfaction guarantee for TP truthers like yourself. But only while supplies last. Now to show you just how easy it is to install the Clear Rear bidet, I've got a correspondent in the field. Brittany, are you there? Tell us what you see, Brittany.
Hey, Alan, I'm here right now with what appears to be a standard US toilet. But in just a few short moments, we'll have a top-of-the-line butt spray device installed.
Excellent, Brittany. Let's get right to it.
Step 1, remove the toilet seat. Step 2, plop down that beautiful Clear Rear bidet, replace the seat. Step 3, unscrew the water line, then screw it right back into the Clear Rear. The entire process takes 15 minutes max, and as soon as you're attached, get ready to feel cleaner than you have in years. The Clear Rear bidet is fully customizable, including a pressure-sensitive nozzle so you can aim the spray and control the flow.
Looks delicious. Well, any final thoughts for our viewers, Brittany?
My bunghole is grinning from cheek to cheek, Alan. Not a single dingleberry in sight.
I've been saying it for years, folks. It's time for Big TP's butt-scraping agenda to end. It's time to release yourself from the tight stranglehold they have around your sphincter. That's why, well, if you want a pristine pooper like myself and Brittany, I'm urging you to click that button and pick up a Clear Rear bidet right now. They've got an ironclad 30-day satisfaction guarantee and a potent discount at truthaboutbigtp.com. I have one in every room at the compound. Gave one to my son Gary. Old Grandma Burns has got a high-powered Clear Rear installed. She loves it. Her friends come over and blast that woman's bowl. My entire family loves this device, and more importantly, folks, your sphincter's gonna love it. Pick up a Clear Rear today and boost that bunghole hygiene. Start living that 21st century pink sphincter lifestyle, folks. Transform the whole hole, ladies and gentlemen, from stink to pink without using the sink. Truthaboutbigtp.com.
If you want a shiny hiney, nothing beats a Clear Rear.
I call that bad bunghole hygiene.
My brown star is whistling, Alan, and frankly, I'm concerned.
Click the button, click the button, click the button.
Click the button.
And I can't get me back. There we go. I couldn't get me back. Man, they just took over. Don't ever get a sponsor. They'll ruin your show. Hey, bud.
My brown star is whistling.
Hey, after I did my last live stream 3 weeks ago, it was back in April, I immediately finished things up, got on Facebook, and that's what popped up. And I said, I've got to get this. I'm going to use this.
Yeah, I was wondering, because I just got home. I told you I was on the road. I sent you a picture to prove it this time. I had to get salt for the water softener. So I rushed back home, get on here, and I'm watching this thing from stink to pink. And I'm like, man, he's got the wildest commercials.
Yeah, I know. But, one thing I've learned, man, if you share, you know how you share a screen? That's all fine, well, and good. But sharing a video file goes much smoother, except for that last part where I couldn't remember how to get me back. I did that on the beginning of my last live stream, and it seemed like it came out a little bit clearer too than showing something on a share screen on a computer.
Did you hit instead of? So you had downloaded that video and then shared the video from your computer.
Well, I did a screen capture of the video
Right.
saved that as a file, ran it through Filmora, put a couple of things like the introduction on it, like a word from my sponsor, that kind of thing. And then just, I literally finished it like a minute before I turned the live thing on.
Only
AZ
you would
Drone
edit
Dude.
that.
Hmm?
Only you would edit that.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Mike Reynolds, we got Droning Veteran might still be hanging out. I'm not sure. Mendez Drone Ops is here.
I have been
And-
catching up. This yesterday, I spent time catching up with guys' videos. I caught Mike McReynolds. I caught AZ Drone Dude. I caught a bunch of videos yesterday. It's so hard to do.
I know. I need to do that myself every now and again. I try to make one day a week where that's all I do, but even that can get, especially this time of year, because there's just so much to do in the yard and keep up with the house. But hey, man, I'm glad you came in because I don't have that much to talk about. But man, one thing I am going to bring up is video editing and DaVinci.
Yeah.
I'm getting better with it. I'm getting where I almost like it.
I have, let me see if I can even, I can't share my own screen. So I have like 100 gigabytes of videos. What I do is I go to the tutorials that I do like, and then I still have Cyberlink, what's it called? Where you can,
The original app you were using before.
I have the Cyberlink, it's called Screen Recorder. That's what it is.
Yeah.
And so I go to the tutorials that I do like, I cut out all the bullshit and just save the parts that I need. You know?
Yeah.
Like,
hey, that's a good idea.
the clean white look, okay? Softening and blurring. What are the exact numbers you should go down to and stuff like this? Just the essentials. I cut all the bullshit out.
No, I mean, I know we don't have too many people in here yet, but for anybody that's even remotely interested in doing video editing, the one thing about DaVinci is the initial one is free. I know you paid for yours, Jim, but I have not decided to go full hog into it yet. I'm getting a little annoyed because I am hitting the roadblocks of the restrictions of the free side, and because I can't do H265.
Right.
Pissed me off,
Right.
and I'm shooting everything in H265, and well,
It doesn't use the GPU that you bought, the expensive GPU.
yeah, that
And
too.
you can't do noise reduction, stupid little things. Just
But
enough to get you to buy
Here's what
it.
I can do. Here's what I have been able to do, though. Because it does have some features that I really am coming to like. Mostly, the transitions are much smoother than they are in Filmora. Filmora, some of them look like you're getting hit in the face with a baseball bat.
Yeah.
But DaVinci's transitions are feather smooth, and slowly but surely, I'm really finding out how to color grade. The thing about it is what I found out is your LUT. You have to do a LUT first. You have to.
No. Here's what you do first, please.
Oh no, I'm going to show you what I did first, and I'll show you why I'm picking out LUTs.
You look at your scopes. The first thing you do is you white balance the shot, the clip. White balance it because your reds will be up here. Greens are always wanting to take over if you've got any grass or a tree in it. And then your blues are down here. You got to get the three balanced. That's white balancing. Color correction is first. Then you make another node. Everything, they call them serial nodes for a reason. Everything's done in a serial thing. From this to this
I've been doing layered.
to that.
I've been doing layered modes.
Well, layered goes on top of each other. You're better off using parallel nodes.
Yeah, I've tried a few of those too. The thing of it is, it's still what I'm used to using color grading for. It's still kind of irrelevant because what I have found is when you start with a certain kind of a base for a LUT and then start tuning in the color grade that you're looking for, that's where the magic can start to happen. The only trouble is, like I said, DaVinci comes with, what is it, hundreds of LUTs? I mean, it's like, I'll try that one. I'll try that one. I'll try that one. Let me try that one. I'll try that one. There's 6 LUTs just from DJI.
Well, but here's the problem. They're all 2 Rec 709 from, let's say, the X5, okay? There's only one D-Log 2 Rec 709. And then I'm doing a CST, a color space transform to bring it into 2020, coloring in DaVinci Wide Gamut, because if some of it is too bright, remember these things are, at the 50% mark is 100 nits.
Yeah.
Because our computers, most of them are only able to do 100 to 300 nits. This damn TV only does 350 nits in HDR. So, so you got 8 stops to the left and 8 stops to the right on the DaVinci board scope. That's what those are. 512 is gray, neutral gray.
You know, like I said, I was playing with this most of the afternoon, and I can't remember what I was doing.
Go ahead, make Alt-S and make 3 more nodes. So you're starting off with 4.
Well, let me play you what I got here so you know what you. Here's the thing. This was last night. I took this last night. So everything is dark. So this is what I'm trying to make pop is the light part. Now, these are just LUTs that I'm playing with.
Right.
And as you'll see, each time a LUT changes, first of all, I sectioned it. I think I got 5 sections. And you'll see it change here every 10 seconds, 15 seconds or so. There it's changing right now. This is the DJI LUT. I notice this is very flat. But it's clearer than the original D-Log that's coming off the Air 2S.
I think I saw a Phantom 3, a Phantom 4, an X5, and a D-Log LUT, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Is that right?
Yep. But I mean,
okay, now, are you changing the power of your LUTs? Like you don't have to have them full blast.
Just for test purposes, all I did was just throw in different LUTs as a demonstration. In fact, let me go ahead and run. What have I got going on here? Let me run this one. Yeah.
Like if you qualified those lights, okay, if you did a Shift H to put your highlights on and then just come on your luminance and move the luminance slider so just the lights are being affected, then you could go into your light, bring down the exposure of the lights or add color to the lights.
What the heck? That's not even showing.
No, I can't see anything on the screen.
No,
right now.
it came up on the screen that we're talking on. I'm trying to flip it over, but it won't go.
Right. That's my problem. I couldn't show you because if I have both on the same screen, I got to move one to the other screen.
That's what I'm saying. I should just be able to grab it and move it.
Oh, isn't that a pain in the ass? Let me try and move these. This PC. Okay, I moved it over to the other screen. And we'll go E.
Try this again. Here we go.
And I don't know if you've tried any plugins, but they'll drive you insane.
No, I'm not messing with plugins yet. Let me go full screen on this because, like I said, this is the same thing we were watching, but I labeled everything. So this is the original. This is what came off the SD card.
Right.
And I went ahead. You'll see the names of each LUT. This is just the LUTs. And this is what I was going to bring up to people. These by themselves, if you're not into very much video editing, will even do the trick. You don't need to do much of anything if you just play around with just their LUTs.
And you can reduce the power of the LUT. It doesn't have. You don't have to be using the whole LUT.
Well, like I said, I'm just throwing this up there as an example. This one, I mean, HDR hybrid log gamma, and there was like 8 of them to choose from. You know, it really pops, but it kind of gets noisy. You start to lose sight of like the lettering, like where Bubba Gump is. But,
and the other thing I found that, like with the premium LUTs, that I can't remember the one I bought, but it's made to shoot D-Log in -3 sharp. So in other words, take the sharpening off the DJI that DJI builds in. So -3 sharp 0, 0. on your sat and added color
I
into.
remember seeing that. I remember seeing something like that too for a couple of them, and I was wondering what they did. But like I said, Jim, I'm going real basic right now. I'm still, hey Ed,
There's a lot.
You know, just like, okay, what does this one do? What does this one do? And I know it's going to happen because it.
Why does it do it?
Yeah, well, I don't so much care about the whys right now. What's going to happen is I'm going to want to go back to something and say, that was a good one. I need to bring that back. Okay, now that was like 2 weeks ago. How did I do that? Yeah, that's what's going to happen. See, here's the thing in Filmora. Every time I make a color profile for whatever device I'm using, be it a camera, a drone, or whatever, Filmora gives you the option on the spot to save that as a profile.
Right,
and I know there's a way to do it in DaVinci.
Yeah, bins and power bins.
Okay.
You can save it as a. If you get a favorite grade, you make up a bunch of nodes, serial nodes. You like this grade, or just I want to start with this many serial nodes at one time. Save it as a power grade in your bins, and it will come up under each project. That'll be there. Bingo, add it. Now your 6 to 10 nodes are laid out with your white balance, your color correction, your HDR if you're going to do that. Your noise reduction would be at the end. Whatever you're going to do, whatever's good for Brian. But
that's the other thing too. You know, I took and popped what you just saw into a USB,
right,
plugged it in downstairs in a TV. It looks completely different. It's like, oh God.
That's the other
one of the
thing.
color profiles that looked good on my computer here, whereas I think it was the second one. I can't remember which one it was called. It was one of Blackmagic's. But on the TV downstairs, it went from a grayish D-Log color to when the Blackmagic hit, it looked like it was getting darker all of a sudden. On the TV downstairs, of course, it's 1080p. Instead of dark, it was like a dark purple. I'm just going, oh, come on.
Well, there's also things called video levels and data levels.
I did it a week ago. Where did I put it? In fact, I might have put it up on my channel. In fact, yeah, I did put it on my channel. So that means it's under rendered video. I put it on my channel, but I think I unlisted it already because I just wanted people's opinion to see if they could find the problems with the color. And one of them stuck out to me like a sore thumb.
Well, see, now it depends what they're watching it on, too.
That's right. Let's see. Go to rendered. Is it here?
The major thing that I don't have is none of my crap is calibrated.
Oh, I don't even worry about that kind of stuff, man. You know, to me,
I don't know if the red that DaVinci says is the red.
You're talking about your monitor being calibrated, right?
Yeah, is the red that's going to come out on the TV. I don't know.
No.
I thought I like you. I throw them up. I watch them in VLC. Then I'll watch it on the TV. Do they look good? Yes or no? It's a hunting game to find the right.
What is going on here?
That's what us poor people have to go through.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, Galveston color test.
Because, you know, LG came out with the new C1 TV. 3 months ago, I was talking about the CX TV, how great that was. And now they come out with the C1 TV. It'll drive you nuts.
Oh, yeah.
Equipment will drive you nuts.
I found the one now. Let me go ahead and line this up. Now this, like I said, this one.
Mike, what was I watching of yours? The Mobula 6? Man, guys had more fun with that Mobula 6 and the Tinyhawk 2.
Now, this one, this looks fine. On anything I played it on, this looks fine. This is color-coded in DaVinci. I don't know if y'all can, I need to shit-can that sound. Probably not coming over, though.
A little bit. It's not loud.
Okay.
It's not too loud.
Look at the umbrellas right now. Look at them. Just check the umbrellas out. That's
too dark?
Thing. Okay. I got too much dark on the green over there on the left.
Yep. And yet the houses are too white.
Now it's gonna the camera. I'm gonna do a edit here real quick. Here, what's wrong with this picture?
And don't forget, I'm watching it over a 720 signal on StreamYard.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, there's the blue, beautiful blue.
Yeah. Here's the problem though. The beautiful blue is in the shadow of the umbrellas too. Those shadows are supposed to be black.
Your saturation is too high or something.
DaVinci for me is going to be a work in progress for a very long time. But I put that up on my channel about a week or so ago. Can anybody point out the issue here? And no one really caught it. Everybody said, "Oh, it looks great."
Because people are afraid to give you actual commentary.
Oh no, I told them. I said, nail me to the wall if you want to, but and here I'm picking up. I did color this. I'm picking up too much noise in the green, and look at the parking lot where I'm sitting here. That parking lot, when I was there, was slate gray. It's leaning towards a pink.
That magenta. You know me and that magenta.
Yeah. See how that's not slate gray.
No.
And my shirt is supposed to be yellow and green, not green and green.
You're way too dark. Are you bringing everything down to 0? You don't really have to.
Well, that's just it. With me, when I say I'm learning, I'll start turning dials and see what happens.
Okay, nothing wrong with that.
Lone Star UAV, how's it going, bud? Hey, Kai.
I subscribe to this service. It's $20 a month for DaVinci, and they'll tell you develop a lot of muscle memory, which is something you started to talk about a minute ago. When you find the combo that you like and all that, you'll automatically start.
I want to save it to where, and here's the thing though, every one of those that you save is not going to work in all of them that you get. I label them, what device it is, what the conditions were that day, be it sunny, overcast, what was I shooting in? Was I shooting in D-Log or regular? Everything is in the title. Because, man, I got like 30 or 40 of them now on Filmora, and if I didn't do that, I would just be, okay, what was that really good one now?
And the fact that, okay, we've got these LUTs, but I had to go back to the DJI site, and the paper was actually output in a white paper in 2017 of how they're using the original D-Log LUT. You see what I'm saying? They don't advertise this crap. You got to go hunt it. LUTs were made for a certain look, for your camera to be set up a certain way. We're getting close to DSLR quality with these cameras.
Yep.
Like your Mavic 2 Pro, your X5, your X5S, those kind of things. Yes, DaVinci has a free level.
What Tim Four-Eyed K9 said he's using. And see, that's, the thing about it is, if I get good enough at this, I can see I can see the potential where this could be a lot better than Filmora. And I
dumped Cyberlink completely. You know why? Because I would have reverted back to Cyberlink. I'd have said, screw it. This is too hard. And I'd go back to Cyberlink. So I took it off my computer. I'm forced to use DaVinci.
See, here's the thing, though, with me. This past Sunday was a great example of Mother's Day. I took some pretty good video with my Insta360, with the drone, with my Sony camera, and I knew I had some good stuff, and I just said, okay, I want to get something out of this fast. I edited it that night, and I think I had it posted Tuesday morning because I went over and over it again on Monday, plus I had a few things to do on Monday. But I did it in no time on Filmora because I'm used to it. I know what to expect. With DaVinci, it's like, I'm going to have to work with it. Here's the thing, though. I'm actually working that clip you saw with the night thing with the lights. I'm working on a video. I'm going to call it something like the Upper Texas Coast, because I want to edit that in nothing but DaVinci. We got Jim here, but We got 2 gyms? What's going on here? I heard somebody pop in. Did you share something, Jim? Okay. Oh, for one thing, let me do this. No, that. There's nothing there. No. Okay, now it's gone.
I tried to share my screen and it threw me off.
You should do it again.
I had to restart Chrome, and then it said, "Do you want to restore?" And I said yes, because I don't know what the hell the address was. All right, share screen.
I just noticed something Kai said. He says he doesn't even touch the color grading in DaVinci, and that's kind of the point I was making earlier. Some of those LUTs are so good you don't need to. Sometimes some people look at that and go, "I'm good with that." As compared to, if you're shooting in D-Log and you throw a LUT on it and it makes it look the way you want it, I'm done, So it just depends, like I said, on it's always objective and subjective on what you're trying to do. And with me, it's always like, nah, we got double gyms.
It don't want me sharing, man.
You're frozen on one. Wait a minute. Is that a setting that I did maybe before I started?
No, it's all my fault. Because it threw me out and then Chrome brought me back in. So StreamYard doesn't know that I'm here.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go. What was I doing?
Hey there, Mr. McCully. How's it going?
Jason, what's up? All I'm trying to do is show this one. See, I have to put it. I moved you over to the TV. Let me see if I can share this.
No.
Computer screen now.
Oh, this ought to be good. He's outdoors.
Carlos.
There we go. Now I got something.
Oh, it's going to work. These are all friggin' tutorials. This is 100 gigabytes of this guy alone. And then I go on to DaVinci Resolve tutorials of other people. Power windows, mixing light tutorials, Fairlight, Fusion.
Let's see, for something like Fairlight, or is it Fusion? What's the one that works with the audio?
Fairlight.
Fairlight, that's what I thought. Yeah, anything to do with that for now, I'm sticking with Filmora. I'll just take whatever I got video-wise and throw it on Filmora. Carlos, what are you doing, bud? Besides, your mic is muted there, buddy.
He's probably with Paulie.
Or
I see Paulie, yeah.
He's been hanging out with Charlie.
That's Charlie Maffia.
That's Charlie, yeah.
Yeah, that's Charlie.
Charlie's, man, he's only been doing that for like 2 weeks. Looks like he's been doing it for 2 months.
He's hooked. Carlos, for some reason, we don't have your audio. And this time I know it's not my fault. Yeah, so I had to put me over on the TV and the file folder on the computer for it not to throw me out. I don't understand how this works. But I get wrapped up in so many, like there's something called the fixed node tree. Well, why? And there's order of operations. That's what pisses me off. There's order of operations in DaVinci Resolve, and you have to do it that way. You don't throw noise reduction in the middle of the whole project or at the end of the project. And HDR, you don't throw it at the end.
Any better? Testing. 1, 2.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, cool. I'm going to show you Charlie flying in a second.
Hey, man, is it warm up there?
70? 68?
Oh, that's not
nice.
bad.
Nice.
Wonderful.
You're hot as hell, aren't you, Brian?
No, it's okay today. We were only at like 75, 78.
We're at 82. It was 91 yesterday.
Can you see the screen, guys?
Come down a little bit.
Charlie.
Come
Which
down
way?
A little bit. Down. Okay, right around there.
That's
Yes.
Charlie flying his Tinyhawk freestyle. Tinyhawk 2. Charlie, come on, show him a roll.
You know,
Here comes a
Carlos
roll by
really-
Charlie.
he's magnanimous with his time, isn't he?
Here it comes.
Oh, you think he's getting the fly too?
Wow. You guys see that?
No,
Yeah,
it's all
yeah,
the top
yeah.
of the screen.
Charlie's puckering up every time he does a roll with that thing.
Oh my God, I have to re-sign into chat.
Hey, Kai, I don't know if you're still there, bud, but when you say keep it simple, don't go turning a bunch of settings. I live for turning settings.
Such a show off. Brian, check it out. Look at the stick cam. Look how
Yeah.
a professional does it.
And that's, I'm
Look at
pretty
those
sure
little
that's the control
adjustments
I
and
need
touches.
so I can get off the ground too.
Oh, you let go of the stick. Why are you letting go of the stick?
Because you're making me nervous. Now.
Press down. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. All kinds of action going on.
Oh shit! Sorry,
I'm getting a twofer. I got Charlie.
I just
and Charlie.
demonetize you.
No, man, we're way into this. You're good.
Too much fun with Charlie here. All right, anyway, I just came to say hello. I'm going
Good
to
deal.
fly now.
Where you guys at?
Cunningham Park, Clearview, 73rd. Come one, come all.
Looks like a beautiful
Be there in a
day.
minute.
Look how pretty. Look, this park, public park, and it's empty.
Right? That's the way they are here, man.
Same here. Especially during the summer when it's so damn hot.
You put up a drone though here, yeah, the maintenance guy will be out in 10 minutes telling you to get the hell out of here, even though there's nobody there.
You can watch my last upload, guys. Shameless plug. I'll catch you guys a little later.
All right, man.
He crashed. I'm going to go find the drone.
He crashed.
Yeah, that's the story of my life whenever I'm on that thing. Yeah, and Kai, you're right, though. That's why your blues turn, or no, actually, in this case, it was my black turning blue.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
I
But
see
yeah, I
that.
mean, the thing about it is that that's how I learn on apps like this is, you know, I'm not going to screw anything up, so I'm just going to play with it. The trouble is, DaVinci has so many buttons, and like, what does this do? And gee, what does that do? I'm going to spend months trying to learn this stuff. Whereas with Filmora, I was pretty much popping them out in about a month, maybe 6 weeks, and I was comfortable with it.
I've spent double what the program costs on training courses. I got to know why. Instead of a serial node, there's a layer mixer, a parallel node, an outside node. You can make before nodes.
Okay, if you do a serial mode or serial node, that the word serial tells me that you've just duplicated whatever you've got going on.
No, it's a fresh node. But the
You can
first
change
node, yeah, you can change it to anything you want. Right click and change it to anything you want.
Yeah.
But layer
Okay.
nodes act differently than parallel nodes. Like a layer node, 1, 2, 3. The bottom is actually the top. And what I mean by that is whatever
what
you
you
do
mean.
to that third one is
It
going
has
to
to
take
affect the two.
precedence.
Yep.
Now, in a parallel node, it's like slicing up the pie. Each item I do in a parallel node, let's say I use power windows or qualifiers. I want to qualify just the lights. In a parallel node, each operation is its own operation. Where in a layer mixer, they're actually mixing those 3 layers. But the bottom one is more powerful than the top one. Why is that? I don't know.
You know, that's another thing you just brought up too, was the what you just said again, the thing that Matt did. I need to figure out how to do that.
Layer mixing or merging
No.
nodes or
No. Don't make me pull up. I still got DaVinci.
removing the sky? Changing
No.
skies?
It's the thing with the brush. Qualifier. That's it.
Oh, the qualifiers, yeah.
Yeah, I need to figure out how to do that. Because
Well-
that right there, especially when you're dealing with funky skies, and we get a lot of them here in Houston.
Yeah.
I need to figure out how to fix that.
But let's say you could use your qualifiers, just duplicate the qualifier. You can make as many as you want. You could take each one of those umbrellas and make them red. instead of blue,
And see,
because you
that's what I
want
was
them to
thinking.
stand out.
That's what I was thinking, though. If I did something like that, I could take the flaw that was purple and change it to black, I would think.
Yeah.
Okay, now, like, DaVinci has more buttons than you'll need to use. I just use the color wheels. Yeah, Tim, let me show you what happens when I use the color wheels. I got an example of that, too, I just did today.
No, but you got to turn highlights on and off in order to see what the hell you're doing. Shift H. Turn your highlights on and off to see what the hell you're doing, or just did.
Let me pull this one up here.
Remember, when you're doing a qualifier and you get the black and the white,
Yep.
anything in the white is actually not going to be touched. It's the black that's going to be touched. You're qualifying an area.
This is the same scene. I'm just doing a little pan around, and I'm not messing with the LUTs this time. And I circle that lettering down there, just manual color adjustment. Yeah. Where'd that lettering go? No noise in that thing.
Hey, have you tried, I know you've tried it with ND filters. Have you tried it with a UV filter at night?
No, they don't have them yet.
Okay.
In fact, I just ordered the Polar Pro ND filters. Like, they're not even going to come out until the 30th. That kind of bums me out, but oh well.
See, you could make your own LUT and then just save it in your power
No.
bands.
My whole thing, though, Jim, is I bought this Air 2S to do low light and night flights just like that. That's all I got it for.
Okay.
If that thing sees much of the light of day, it's going to be with the Mavic Air 2. That's a perfect drone for that. But I wanted something with a 20 megapixel sensor because that's where those things shine, is at night. And I saw a thing by Ed Ricker where he did a comparison, and that's what's killing me too. I was dumbass. Well, I had problems last night. I was shooting everything at 5.4K. No, don't do that at night. Shoot in either 4K or 1080p at 60 is best, because those were overly dark.
I think 1080p 60 would be great.
I got all my exposure value, my ISO was maxed out, everything, and I still couldn't get any more light in it. I'm just going, what am I doing wrong? I was shooting in 5.4K. Do not shoot in 5.4K at night, period. And the reason why I shot at 5.4K is because my iPad reminded me why I bought the Triple Tech. I'm 3,000 feet downrange. Luckily, I got strobes all over that drone. The iPad set up a message that said CPU maxed
overload?
out. CPU overload, performance will be degraded.
Son of a bitch.
Flat out dead died. First, the screen froze up. And I even lost my telemetry. And then I said, okay, I can see the bird. I'm good. RTH if nothing else. And then the screen completely went black. It was gone.
That's the thing to remember. Let's stop for a second. That's the thing for everybody to remember. I've had mine shut off too in the dead of summer though. But always remember that your remote control still has control of your bird. You're just not seeing the picture. So don't panic.
Here's the thing that what gets me is before, whenever I've lost, everybody gets video breakup to where the video freezes. If you notice though, down there where your telemetry is, it's always still working. It shows you which way the drone's pointing.
Love that radar.
Which way the home point was. You can even bring it back just with that. Yep. When that thing crashed, I had nothing. I said, okay, I'm looking at the drone. I can see it. It's lit up like a torch. I said, I can bring it back. Now I'll just RTH. So I go ahead and RTH. Now I'm in a helicopter zone. I'm in one of those heliport areas where and sure as shit, it shot up to 350 feet. And
it's you return to home height?
Yeah. And it's making a dead bead for me because I had transmission power towers there that were 280 feet.
Okay.
And I hear the blades. I said, you've got to be kidding me. And here I turn around 180 and here comes a helicopter dead even with me. And I'm just going, oh, okay. I'll just bring it down to 100 feet at a guess because I still had no telemetry.
Right.
So I brought it down. And keep in mind, when I say it's lit up like a torch, eventually I noticed a helicopter who was coming dead on at me. He must have seen it. He went like this.
Good for him.
Because he was coming in at like 300 or 400 feet. He had to have seen it.
I've got mine. I added the red and the green to the sides because I grew up boating. So we always had red right returning. That's like beat into my head from boating as a kid. And so I always know when I'm seeing the red or the green, which side of the drone, where the hell it's headed.
Yeah. Well, see, that's the other bad thing about this air. All the LEDs are green, front and back. The back ones blink.
Why don't you get the damn Arc 2s or the Arc 5s?
Because I said, okay, here's the goofy thing I did. I put the Ulanzi on it. It has a red, green, blue scheme. You can choose. I mean, not yet. Red, green, white scheme. You can choose any of them.
Yeah.
And
this Velcro, these little bastards.
I don't know why. I just chose green. Yeah, no, I got a set of that.
Okay.
But this thing I like because you can change the color on it at any given time. What?
But these are the Ulanzis?
Yeah, they're Ulanzis.
Are they certified for the 3 statute miles?
Yes, they are.
Okay. But now, what don't you like about them? What you just say before I interrupted?
No, it's just that I for some dumbass reason I chose green. I had the whole bird was lit up green. I couldn't tell what direction I was supposed to be going in.
Right.
That's why I had it RTH. Now, once it RTH, like I said, it was coming towards me, but so was that helicopter. And I said,
but he recognized navigational lights.
I stopped the RTH. I lowered it really fast because that's another thing I like about that drone. That thing it's like somebody turns off the props. It falls out of the sky like a rock.
9 meters a second, I think it is.
Yeah, it's fast. Where's Matt? Matt is in Australia. Margie's looking for Matt.
Oh, sorry, Matt's not here.
Hey, I don't know if you're keeping up with Matt and Margie, but I think his dad passed away. Is that correct, Jim? Or
Yes.
That's why he has not been around too much.
That's why he has not done his Friday night shows in America, Saturday shows in Australia, Saturday morning. His pop, 85 years old, has been in the hospital. Matt's been with him for the last 2 weeks. He's taking care of family business. Family first.
Oh, yeah.
And me, I've just been sitting here playing with my world's smallest shop vac. A damn thing works, and I love it because I make a mess with these ashes.
Mustache crumb cleaner.
Yeah. But, I learned something new about DaVinci every damn day. I can rewatch the same tutorial, and because these guys know what they're doing, I only watch the certified trainers, and since they know what they're doing, they go so damn fast, they act like you know what they're talking about.
Once again, no, all those trainers will tell you this is what you need to do, but they won't get down there into the weeds and show you the button that you're supposed to be doing it with. It pisses me off.
Do you have my DaVinci is on 2 programs, so if I start it up right now, I would lose you. I can't. I would love to just turn it on. Let me see if I can turn it on. No, I probably got it on both screens. Let me see. Shut up and do it. All right, I'm doing it. It takes close to 3 minutes to start up, too.
DaVinci?
Yeah.
Dude, you need a better computer because mine starts in like 30 seconds or less.
No, I've got the Ripple color panel, and then I've got the speed editor.
Oh, you've got that speed editor. Yeah, it's going to have to, because that's actually a device, so it's going to want to recognize that.
Well, now it's telling me there's a new version of the software hub available. Remind me later. Thank you.
Yeah, right. Oh.
The speed editor is only good for people like you and me. Guys who have been doing this for years, they'd rather use their, here's my DaVinci Resolve Stream Deck. They would rather use their Stream Deck and their keyboards than
Yep.
go play with the speed editor. So that's for us newbies. I like it. It's quick for the in and out points and taking the parts of the clips that you actually want to use. Yeah, see, now I'm in the projects. This is going to open on both damn panels. Cable location update required. Cache location update required. Oh, because I erased the... Jesus, you ever look at your DaVinci Cache?
I'd rather not. I can tell it's just because it'll start to bog down, and I know what's going on there. This is one of the reasons, though, why I bought this drone. This is also from last night. Now, granted, I ran it through...
Oh, shit. DaVinci Resolve Studio 17.2 is now available. Did I lose you? No.
No, I'm still here. So this photo is blown up by 10%, and that's fine. It was cloudy there last night. Now, where I'm down here in Kima, these lights here shining up onto the clouds, this is Galveston. This is like 30 miles away. That's what I think is so cool about this 20 or the 1-inch sensor, 20 megapixel picture that it takes, because you can get stuff like this. I mean, I can throw this thing in Luminar and make a picture just of this area here if I want to.
You're shooting D-Log, right? At night? No.
It doesn't shoot D-Log. It shoots whatever it shoots. You know, you can set up your exposure value and your ISO, but the only thing shooting D-Log is video.
Oh, okay. So are you using manual mode here or letting it do its own shutter and stuff like that?
This is taken from a... I did an AEB shot, 5 shots. This is taken from one of them. I went for the lowest exposure, and I just threw it in Luminar and started brightening everything up. And I liked the effect with the reflection on the water on that channel right here. That came out nice. But what got the clouds here in Galveston, I love that.
I would cool down because I think those lights to my right.
Yeah, it's a little noisy. It's a little hot. Yep.
No, I like the lights and where it's shining on the water. I would cool down the lights on the other side of the highway. I don't want them taken away from what you got going on because I see the blue lights under the pavilion. They look great.
Yeah. Hey, Thomas Harris. Something else too. Now, this is what I don't understand. This is why I don't quite know this drone enough yet and how this works. I'm not using any filters, but because it's so dark, I know the ISO is cranked up to, I think it was on auto. It was 1600 or something. I can't remember what.
Yeah.
But the exposure value was in the 2.5 range. Look at the lights of the cars. They're streaked. And I've always liked that effect, so I'm good with this. But I would think without an ND filter that they wouldn't be. You wouldn't get that drag effect. But they did. And I still don't know why they're doing that.
That's what I was thinking. Maybe a polarized UV filter just for the
and that's what I'm
the
hoping
lights.
For. Yep. So
because actually, as you know, you could add streaks to those lights if you wanted.
Oh yeah.
But you don't want them just being white blobs like they are, right?
Well, like these are brake lights right here. What have I got this blown up to? So this is 13. I try not to. I keep it around 10% so it doesn't start to distort. But these are brake lights, and you see the headlights.
Yeah. StreamYard really doesn't help us watching this, man. I'm seeing little blocks of black, and that's StreamYard's problem.
Yep.
But I love that blue. See that blue on that pavilion?
Oh, yeah.
I thought it was a pavilion. It's actually what, a bar restaurant?
That's a restaurant, yeah. That's one of Tillman Fertitta's mediocre restaurants.
See, now that versus the red on the left of that same front strip.
Yep.
I like that. That's the name of a store or
That's
something?
Bubba Gump, and this is the.
Oh, Bubba Gump shrimp. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you got some nice colors along that shoreline there.
I'm still learning my way around this too. There's a guy here in Houston. His name is Steve Hyde. He's got a Mavic 2 Pro, and he is a master of these night shots here in Houston. I just look at those, and my jaw just drops half the time. Yeah, man, it's all just a learning curve and stuff. And this is the kind of stuff I like, though, man. I love doing tech stuff.
I don't mind learning it as long as it's telling me why, damn it. Press this button, go to here, change this. Only use your temporal noise reduction to 8. Okay, why? Don't ever go over 11. Why?
Yeah. So Thomas Ariels has DaVinci with the speed editor.
Tomas bought the speed.
Tomas, that's what he's saying.
You son of a bitch! You didn't tell me.
Why do we not have any channel content, Tomas? Just wondering. Yeah, I need to pay attention to the chats. I'm being a very poor host. That's the thing, man. I don't do these enough. I forget what I'm supposed to be doing over here.
And I have the free version, and it doesn't let me do everything you can do with as far as bringing the chats on. See, you must be paying for DaVinci. Are you paying for StreamYard?
Who?
You?
Me? No.
Well, why does your chat look good on screen?
You can change that under banners. Let me see.
Oh.
No, not banners. Brand. See if we can do that.
Yeah, you see, mine don't look this good. That's what I usually get.
We can do that.
Oh, I got to try this stuff.
Yeah, that's the free version too, because I'm a cheap bastard, man. I won't pay for shit unless I'm making money from it.
All right, tell me again. Who is Texarkana Drone Guy?
Texark.
He changed his name on me, and you can't do that. My brain ain't that quick.
I keep a list of names. Let me see if I'm up on that one. I think I am.
He'll be in Katy next weekend. I knew this chick from Brownsville. The boys are back in town. The boys are... I never went there, but I really wanted to. Brownsville, Texas.
The only thing in Brownsville, Texas is Matamoros, Mexico.
I used to deal with, when I did defense contracts, I always dealt with Corpus Christi.
Yep, because of naval base there.
It was a big requisitioning center. So I'd have to get contracts approved through them.
Well, this is kind of odd. Maybe it's because I need to start doing these live streams more, I guess. Because we've been getting I'm just looking at my viewer count, and anywhere from 4 to 6, maybe. I think I had 10 in here at one time. But usually, this panel has been full the last few times that I've been on here.
It really depends on the time of day. Like I said, I was out getting salt for the water softener system, and then running around. And depends where you go. You know, they're trying to say some gas stations are out of gas, some have plenty of gas. Stupidest thing. It happened in my own house. There was panic buying. I got so pissed off. I said, "Don't stop this." My daughter-in-law just panics every time. COVID. Oh my God. Gasoline. Oh my God. No. It's an idiot with ransomware. He forgot to put thank God, every aircraft has a backup system called cables and pulleys. When the hydraulics fail, you still got cables and pulleys to get your ass down in a military jet. This stupid oil company didn't put a valve on top of the knuckle. They got it running via computer. Okay, you deserve what you got. Am I right?
Pretty much. Oh, yeah.
Let me just put that on the Internet of Things. Oh, hey, Alexa, shut down this pipeline.
Yeah, right. That's another thing too. That, and I got some clarification on it today. Yesterday the CDC said, because you mentioned you're saying about COVID, CDC said that people who are vaccinated can now not go. They don't have to wear masks. They don't have to social distance. By whose reckoning?
The governor of Florida said, we're open for business. I don't give a damn what you people do. We're fine.
We are here too, but I mean, the major grocery chains, Walmart, Target, you still have to wear a mask. And it came down as that's private property. You have to do what they tell you to do. So
is that right?
Yeah.
I was going to say it's not law. So you just said, okay, it's private property.
That's the way it works, is that because it's private property, they can say you got to wear a mask. But my whole thing is, even if that were not the case, so how do you determine who's been vaccinated and who hasn't? We need to see your papers.
No, you can't do that card crap. The governor of Florida also outlawed any cards or chips because they were going to do that shit. Ron DeSantis, I like the guy.
Preaching to the choir. I know.
Okay.
But I'm just saying, though, they left it, and that's another thing I read today too. Now the states are going back for clarification on that. Like, what exactly do you mean by that? Which is a good thing, because they probably all said the same thing I do. Where are your papers?
Don't have them. Not showing them to you if I had them.
This country went through, because I worked in IT for all those years, there's something called HIPAA laws, HIPPA.
Health Information Privacy and Protection Act.
Right. It's got to do with keeping your medical records private. You go flash around a card saying you've been vaccinated. That's not private. It's got your name. It's got your address. It's got your contact information on there. And it's
just go to Walgreens and scream out, I got herpes. You're right, though. You're right. It's an exact violation, and not your regular privacy. Forget the medical privacy.
The ball games here, the Astros. A friend of mine, they had to show proof that they were vaccinated. I'm just going, I wouldn't have gone to that game.
No.
Well, I know how it is, though. You pay several $100s for tickets. It's like, oh, really?
What did they do? By the way, I'd like to congratulate the Washington football team for not putting up with the bullshit of the cancel culture.
Oh, the Redskins?
Yes, they were forced to change their name from the Redskins, so they said, screw you. We are now the Washington football team. I love them. I love that kind of defiance in the face of assholes.
Well, let me see. Yeah, I mean, there's the only other Washington is the Seattle Seahawks, but they go by Seattle.
Oh, but it's a Seahawk.
Yeah.
We got to preserve the bird. You got to change your name.
Well, we just need to stomp on those Kansas City Chiefs then, because that's just wrong.
How did the Chiefs get away with it, but the Redskins can't get away with it?
Well, because the word chief, even though they use an Indian head as a icon or as a logo, the word chief can mean like commander in chief. Yeah. It can mean a military thing.
I got news for you. Everything on Long Island is named after the Indians.
Oh, I know.
Nissaquag River, Wantagh, Long Island, Massapequa. Everything is named after Indians. You got to change every town name? Well, Smithtown was actually named because John Smith rode a bull for 24 hours. The Indians said, whatever distance you travel in that 24 hours, you can own. So John Smith rode the bull, and it's now named Smithtown, Long Island.
You should have kept riding.
Man was tired. That bull stunk. You spread your legs like this for 24 hours.
Man, I know one thing I love. One of the things I like to do is play with Google Earth, and they have that timeline thing. Have you ever ran that timeline down on Long Island to like the 1940s or 50s?
No.
Oh man, it was nothing but farm. For one thing, how did they get those pictures? That's what I want to know.
Those weren't satellite, so they had to be aircraft.
It had to be high aerial shots from a plane pieced together.
When I was born there in 59, our house was built in 1959 for $14,900. It's $500,000 now. 3-bedroom,
Oh yeah,
tiny house.
my
As
aunt
far as
lived
I'm
in
concerned.
Levittown. My aunt lived in Levittown when they first opened it. She bought a
Made
house
for-
for $5,000.
Yep, my
Last
parents
time I
did
heard
too.
Those houses, which are not much more than mobile homes, are going for $300,000 or better.
They were built for returning veterans. He did that Levittown on Long Island, and he did one in California too, I think.
Didn't
Just
know
for veterans. What were they? 2-bedroom? I think
Yeah.
they were 2-bedroom
that.
houses.
2 bedrooms. They had a single car garage.
Yeah.
And in some cases, they didn't have that because it was just an overhang.
But that's politics again. They are tearing up so much of this. Well, we're called a city now, but they've torn up so much of it. I just, the main street that I used to show is now under, I don't know, they cleared such a deep space. I think they're actually going to put apartments on this main road. How the hell? You can't travel the road as it is now. They just made it a 4-lane. When I got here in 93, it was a 2-lane. The main road was 2 lanes. The original city hall was in a building, I want to say, the restaurant you showed was taller. It was a single level building. That was City Hall. So now we got a 3-level City Hall. Police department is glued to it, right next to it. And the population went from 60,000 to over 120,000. There's nowhere to work, so I don't know what you're here doing. There's only so many 7-Elevens you can work at and Circle Ks because Walmart's doing everything as a self-checkout now.
Oh, yeah.
They fired the checkout girls a long time ago.
They haven't gone that far here. They'll have the self-checkouts and one regular open, and I'll always go to that one just about. I mean, unless the line is ridiculously long. But another thing, too, I'm going to redo this. I want to show this one more time because there's a reason.
I just upgraded to 17.2.
Okay, this area here, this is Kima. They have an amusement park. This is all Tillman Fertitta, by the way. He built all this, just about. This restaurant over here is his. It's the aquarium. Bubba Gump is one of his. Landry's he bought Landry's. That's what this one is over here. In a hurricane, in a storm.
Right.
See this line right here? That's the boardwalk. This boardwalk sets about 2 feet over the water. In a hurricane, this place goes under anywhere from 8 to 6 feet. There's houses back in here that they were built back in the 50s and stuff. They go under.
Right.
I don't know how these people still live here. But, and that's what I'm saying when it comes to development, they don't care. They've made this stuff to where it's either the insurance or whatever, they'll just replace it when it goes under. And it's going to go under again. It went under in 2008. They had 8 feet. It covered everything down here. They just don't care. If there's money to be made, they don't care.
We have what?
One good thing about development, and Fertitta's in on this, but I think it's going to get shot down. They want to bring gambling to Texas.
Is that a good thing?
I don't care. I really don't, because people who want to gamble here just go over the border to Louisiana. And that's another thing too. But from what I hear, Las Vegas is throwing millions at our state legislature right now to keep things just as it is, because they know if Texas opens up, that's it. They're going to lose a good chunk of their business. And
Well, they had used to be the riverboats in Bronson, Missouri, or Branson rather.
Yeah.
You could only do it on the river, but I think now it's legal on land and all that.
Yeah. My buddy Fred was telling me they got a place in Cleveland, Ohio now that you can go gamble. So it's not like it's a unique thing, but here's the big draw that they're going to have. They're going to rebuild the Balinese room down in Galveston, which is almost legendary. ZZ Top sang about it.
I went to Vegas for CES, as you know, and what they did to the original Fremont Street is a damn shame. It's covered over now, and they've got those lines going across where people can zip line across it 4 at a time. It's like a carnival instead of the original casinos.
Yep.
Like you want to see them and say, "Wow, remember that?" No, they look like storefronts.
Everything is just
The Golden Nugget. That's what I was thinking of. The original
go.
Golden Nugget.
And but everything has just gotten so generically commercialized.
Yeah.
Oh, look at this. Third Coast Drone put up a. Oh, I'll have to look at this one later. He went down there to Galveston and drone the cruise ships that are sitting there docked, which is what I did about 2
Who used to love that? Who is that guy? It's Galveston, oh Galveston.
That was Glenn Campbell.
Glenn Campbell. There you go.
And
Wichita lineman.
Brand new to YouTube, brand new to drones. First place I take my drone was Galveston. I slapped that song on there. YouTube shut that down in a second.
Oh, really?
Well, what gets me is they said it wasn't it was the family of, because he had just died like a year before. The family shut it down. And I'm like, ooh, okay, maybe I'll just go ahead and mute this. I went ahead and redid it and put in some sort of crappy music that they let me have. And in fact, I think I did take it down, because what I did is I went back down there and redid a whole nother video, which came out better anyway. So that was with the Spark too, man. I did everything back then with the Spark.
Hey, that Spark still has its place.
Oh yeah. Who was I talking to the other day? There's somebody on Facebook. Her name is Janine Costello. She has a YouTube channel. I cannot think of it. She lives in Knoxville, Tennessee. She's from New York. She does a lot of live streams on Facebook, man. You can hear that accent. Ooh. But that's what I was mentioning to her, was that color profile on the Spark. You didn't need to hardly do anything to it. And it's a good thing too, because I didn't know anything back then. It just went up raw and everything looked perfect.
Kenny
Real bright,
Cardoso.
crisp profile.
Kenny uses that.
Robert Glazier still has mine. Yes, kind of still wish I had mine. And I say, yeah, one of these days I'd get the Mini too, and I'm just saying, yeah, well, that's okay, but it's still just another 4K drone and it doesn't have that color profile. Oh.
If it doesn't have a purpose, I'm not buying it. I don't buy drones just to buy drones. You know what I mean? It's got a suit of need.
When I first started flying drones, I like the idea of going high, but there was other things that I wanted to do. There's low, tight spots you want to get into, and that drone was next to perfect for doing it. That's why I kind of missed that thing, but oh well.
Let me see. I have to right click and say pin to taskbar. Yes.
What's that?
I updated DaVinci to 17.2. I wonder what they changed now.
It should give you a list somewhere, like under the about.
And that's the thing. Some of these guys who have been longtime colorists and think they know everything. They don't know what the hell they're doing with the NOBE, N-O-B-E, was the first company to come out with remapping. and Da Vinci calls it the color warper in 17. But it's basically color remapping, like we talked about. You could make those umbrellas whatever color you want. And I guess these guys are fighting to get to know its ins and outs. But there's no pros on it yet, because when you're delivering, you should be delivering at the highest quality you can at this point, archiving it, saving it for later generations. Look what happened to VHS tapes. You know, the quality is shit. You can hardly play them anymore and all that. But I've got a bunch of them too.
Sunrise Water Media. I see he's mentioned about flying through small gaps is fun, and I don't mean FPV. I fly through a small gap in FPV, and it's going down. I'm going to hit something.
The Spark can do that, right?
Yeah, that's what I liked it for. The only trouble was mine towards the end, and I guess it had something to do with the IMU might have been going bad. I'm not sure, but it would slowly start to veer one way or the other, and that it became a little unreliable, because that's really the only thing I ever used it for was small gap stuff. If it can't fly straight, it's not doing me much good.
Funny as it may sound, you know how we're all screaming OcuSync 2 and OcuSync 3 and all this horse crap?
By the way, OcuSync 3 is a joke.
It is a joke. There is no OcuSync 3.
Yeah, no, I've tried. I mentioned it in my initial review of the Air 2 that I was having problems, and I went out again just yesterday. Was it yesterday? Day before yesterday, and did the same test and got the same result.
All you have to do is look at the specs.
I got better range out of my Mavic 2 Zoom.
The remote controller spec, as far as decibels, is at 26 dB. It hasn't changed. The aircraft is up to 30 dBs FCC. So it changed. It went up 4 dB, but so what?
Here's the thing. I did 2 tests, though. I said, okay, I'm flying over a high-density Wi-Fi RF subdivision, and I was out 4,200 feet. I lost signal with the Air 2S under 2,500. The Mavic 2 Zoom.
Sorry.
The Mavic 2 Zoom made it out to 4,200 feet before it lost signal and video. So I turned it around and put both of them in the other direction over this park that went all the way out to the freeway. There's no Wi-Fi issues there. There's no RF there. The Air 2S did do better than the Mavic 2 Zoom under those conditions, under low RF conditions. Much better.
I do better, much better. If I fly out to my right towards Walmart and the Interstate 95, I can almost fly forever. But if I go left into the neighborhood, maybe 700 feet in, meters or whatever it's counting, I got problems. What I was trying to tell you was, even with their enterprise equipment, you know that Matrice is only Lightbridge 2.
Yep.
It's not OcuSync or anything like that. So I think the whole idea behind OcuSync is getting a better 1080p signal back to the controller.
That's all that and even if that's the case, I'm not seeing that either. In a lot of cases in high RF areas, that's still to me a bunch of bullshit. And I don't even care about that. But whereas the Mavic 2 Zoom, okay, I got 5 bars. Okay, they got down to 4 bars, 3 bars. And it's a gradual thing. And I'm flying at like 20 miles an hour. The Air, I'm starting to get video stutter. I'm 5 bars, video stutter, 2 bars all of a sudden. It's like wham. So what the hell?
Which app is that running off the Fly app?
Yeah, I still think that Fly app is a piece of crap.
Man,
and that's what DJI is putting their money into, is that app, and I just don't think it's near as good.
Ian from Mads Tech put out a video that people who were updating the FlySafe database were actually getting their DJI drone bricked.
Really?
The FPV drone. Yeah. I put it on our little group. Hey, did you notice who's...
I listened to your thing the other night. Most of it.
Oh yeah, that annoys me. The shorts permission. You got to
Yeah.
unclick it.
I did. I went through all of them.
Why be
The funny thing
sneaky
about it-
bastards? Why not announce that?
Yep. In fact, that's why I wasn't on the stream, is because I was uploading that video I took over the weekend on Mother's Day, and I noticed that right off the bat, and I said, "Where did that come from?" And I knew. I said, "Yeah, I don't want anybody taking my shit without me knowing. I don't care if they use it. I just want to know about it. You know." Yeah, Robert Glazer. When it comes to that app, my biggest, besides the overall, the way it works, is the battery portion of it. Compared to the Go4 app, which shows you, okay, if you go out so far, the yellow bar keeps going out. The farther you go, the longer that yellow bar comes out. You don't get that with the Fly app. You're pretty much, okay, I better turn around now because it looks like I might not make it back. So, but anyways, like I was saying, that Fly app could definitely stand some room for improvement.
Was the Go4 app too crowded? What was the problem? I don't understand.
No, the Go4 app is, I'm sorry that they're getting away from that, but because that Fly app really needs a bunch of work. Like I was just saying, with the battery, for instance, it's got that little bitty circle. And yeah, if you start to fly away too far, it's going to get the yellow thing that you may or may not notice, that you may or may not have enough time to bring it back before it hits critical battery or whatever. Whereas with the Go4 app, the farther out you flew, that yellow line built towards the center, and right there in the middle. So, okay, I'm in the middle. Better turn this puppy around, or
Right.
I might be going to walk to find my drone. That Fly app is that's one of the little things that they improved the battery thing from the original. You couldn't even see it. So at least they made that circle, and you can tap on it and it'll give you a bunch more specs. But yeah, I'm not crazy about the Fly app, but it's going to be what it's going to be, because that's all they're going to run their drones off of for the next year or two or three.
No, Robert Glazer doesn't like it either. I've heard a bunch of people talking about it. Now, I know on the Go4, you can change your transmission signal from 10 megabytes a second down to 5 or 4 on the video coming back to you. Can you do that on the Fly app?
No. That's another thing. The Fly app is so limited to other things that you can do with the Go4 app. You can't. I'm going to answer Chris, Sunrise Water Media. My drone is not faulty, Chris. Like I said, what I did was turn it in the other direction where I had low RF, and it made it out farther than my zoom without any issues. But in other words, a high density RF area, that OcuSync 3 is a joke to me, which I live in a really high urban area. So I got to be very careful. I'm not going to send that thing out more than a half mile, which I don't want most times anyway. I don't have any need to.
I literally don't send it out past my what I can see, because
it's like last night.
If I got to go get it,
yeah, last night I had near perfect conditions. 20 mile an hour wind gust, 10 mile an hour sustained. It was perfect. It was dark, and I was almost 3,000 feet away. I was not a bit nervous, because I knew there's nothing other than my iPad failing. There's nothing I'm going to hit. There's nothing that's going to interfere with that signal. I never went below 5 bars in a given time.
I've only had that happen because of heat. Why was your CPU overloading?
That's on the iPad.
Yeah, why?
That's why I got the Triple Tech. It's gotten old. I've been using that thing now for 3 years. They don't last forever, man, and they do get warm, especially in the summertime here. And I'm pretty sure I noticed the first warning came last September, which was still summer here. So I've either got to get a new iPad, or I got to get a new iPad, because that's the other thing too. The Triple Tech, you cannot use that thing at night.
Why?
It's so bright that even if you turn it to the lowest setting, If you're looking down at your triple tech and you look up, you're completely blind. You ain't gonna see nothing.
Night blindness.
It ruins your night vision. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas that iPad will adjust to whatever light conditions you're in, and it's really easy on the eyes. But you can't use it in bright sun. So
Yeah.
both. So you know what I did switch to? Worked
What?
like a charm. This S9 right here.
Too small for me, man.
It's hey, when everything is dark and all I got is that big blob of light that I was aiming at, I'm good with it.
Too small for this blind bastard. I do love the S9 though. Did I tell you I got these for like under $350 off of
I thought I was getting a deal at $495 on mine 2 years ago.
got them on Amazon.
Yeah.
I said, screw it. I'm not buying the S10 or whatever it was at the time. I went with the Note 9. $350 unlocked.
Next spring.
Here's another thing. I didn't know if I had activated this thing with Verizon online, it would have been free. Instead, this idiot went to the Verizon store. I thought I was helping them out, right? You're going to their store. Let these guys do something. No, I got charged for the SIM cards. I got charged. It was $100 before I walked out. And I looked online. If you do it online, it's all free.
Yeah, I learned that lesson with my wife's. They said AT&T told me do it online; it'll be cheaper.
Why do they have the stores then?
Trying to do away with those people, man. But
It's not a small store either.
no, it's not.
It's a
No,
good
I'm going
size.
to go ahead next year and I'm going to keep this. I'm not going to trade it in, but I'm probably going to get that S20 or 21, whatever the hell version you're on,
the 20.
because I want 5G now. Because everybody's bitching and moaning that they can't go live anymore. Well, the main reason why you can't go live is because unless you have a 5G device, it's not going to handle the upload. And
Speed?
right now, these things are on LTE, the LTE signal,
Right.
which cannot handle that kind of an upload. That's another thing that Janine Costello, I think her name was, that I was mentioning earlier. She live streams all the time from her drone.
When I did my original live stream from the meetup, I was doing that through the S9, through Verizon's LTE.
Now,
And
you
it
can
looks-
use
it looks
things
like crap.
Prism. You can use things like Prism on your S9 and get it to go out that way, as long as you do the RTMP thing. That still works, but from a drone,
I heard that you can't live stream from the smart controller at all.
no, nope. I don't know if you ever could. Could you?
No. Mel was trying that forever.
But see, there's the other thing too. If you get a 5G device and you do the what is it, tethering
Yeah.
for your iPad, which is nothing but Wi-Fi only, well, you're still working off that 5G network. So the only thing it won't work with, and it kind of bums me out, is that triple tech, because it's going to be stuck on 4G LTE forever. Hey, Chris Hope, get your butt in here, man. Oh, he's probably driving home.
Yeah, he was at the hotel. I wonder.
Yeah, I know. I saw him the other night on your stream. I think that was your stream. Was it yours? No, he was with Bill Thomas. That's where I saw him.
Was it Bill?
Yep.
What is tonight? It's Friday. Yeah.
Yeah, man, we're fixing to come into, I don't know about you or how it is there, but we've had the last 2 nice days we're going to see for a long time, and it's supposed to be just the worst, crappiest weather here for the next 10 days.
Oh, you got rainy season?
Rainy and humidity. You know, and I'm trying to work on this. Like I said, I mentioned earlier, I got 3/4 of the video that I need for this project. And the reason why I want to do this is, I'll get to it in a second. I'm doing like a tour of the Upper Texas coast. I'm going to show Galveston. I'm going to show Kemah. I'm going to show parts in between. The reason being, I never pay attention to much to my analytics, except for the ones that do it the best. That's all they really show you. And it's whatever, and it's usually the tutorial ones that I've done. But there was one that I did 2.5 years ago. Yeah, 2.5 years ago. It was of Kemah. And that sucker is over 2,000 views already.
Well,
looking at that thing, it was garbage.
Did you post it? What I find is when I post these videos on a Facebook page that corresponds to it's like if you go to Kemah's Facebook page and post that video, you'll get 1,000 views easy.
That, and somebody said what they're doing is because it's because of the titling that I used. It's like a travel thing. People will look at that, considering, so if I figure, if I do one of the entire upper Southeast Texas coast, now we're looking at Galveston, Kemah, and quite a few other places, and they're all pretty scenic.
Well, their watch time now, you got to watch it. People don't hang long.
No, like I said, I've become the master at 6 to 10 second shots. If you want to see more, you got to come here. That's just how it is.
6 seconds is normal, yeah. DaVinci Resolve even has a Z button. Did you see that?
Maybe yours does that. You got the paid version, so you may have more stuff than I do.
On the left-hand side, there's it's 3 Z's. The boring button. You can click that, and it'll tell you which clips are over a certain amount of time. You can set it for 6 seconds or whatever you want. I think it's normally set at 20 seconds. It's boring. People are going to move on. Shit.
I've been listening to Justin Drones 863.
Yeah.
I think was he on your show?
Yeah.
He was. Yeah. And he's pushing the TikTok thing, and it's like everybody else thinking, TikTok teenagers, whatever. And I actually downloaded the app and put it on my phone, and they are mostly adults, but they are just setup videos. But some of them are just funny as hell.
If you can get them to cross over, you win.
Yeah. So
that's what he's thinking.
I put up one video, and I'm just going to leave it there, and I'm going to see what happens. And maybe I'll do another, because I've gotten pretty good at doing these shorts. So there's a bunch of things that I can put up there, but the whole point of it is, do I want to take the time and the effort to get into some other form of social media? No, I don't.
Oh my God, yeah. It's rough enough.
I'm sort of getting away from what I got into YouTube for. Didn't start YouTube to make money. Still don't care. It'd be nice, but I don't care. I like putting up stuff that looks good. If it looks good to me, maybe somebody else would like to see that too. And that's all it's about for me.
For me, it's a stretch to find something interesting that people want to see. There ain't a hell of a lot here. This isn't Galveston. This isn't where you live.
Even me, though, I got to drive an hour to get anywhere for anything to look at.
Okay.
And if you go into the interior of Texas, unless you have a specific place in mind, there's nothing here. I've thought about going to, like Waco has Brazos River, and they have these 100-foot cliffs, which I think, okay, that would be good for like a battery. I could get a battery's worth of stuff there.
You just traveled how many hours to just
that's
fly?
A 3-hour drive from where I'm at.
Right. When I'm done with my Dunkin' Donuts, I have my spare original coffee over here.
So you got Dunkin' Donuts there too? Oh, I guess you do.
That's where I was when you sent me the stream link. I was online at Dunkin' Donuts because I had to go get the salt. I was going to stop by the car wash.
You in here for an hour or so because I thought maybe you were working or something. We're just out on, when you say I'm driving, that could be. He's a good way from home probably. I'm going to get home with me. I got to do 10 million things before I can do anything else. Where I can whatever I'm here for. But yeah.
I love this. They're building a house next to me. Well, now they built the one on the left already. Now they're building one on the right, and they keep inching that little black border of plastic they put around. They keep inching it into my yard. I pick up their friggin' sticks and move them over. Take your surveys and shove them up your ass. Because I've got FP&L power lines, Florida Power and Light power lines between the two properties. So there's supposed to be an easement there. Don't you take this shit and get closer to my property.
And that's what it can come to sometimes with these developers, man. They, you got to hire your own people to show you where your property line is. So they're just taking advantage of you.
Well, they're going to love it when I buy a ditch witch, when I rent one, because they're building, every house now gets built higher than the next house. Like this.
Yeah.
So when it rains, I'm going to get flooded. It's all coming down onto me. I'm going to take a ditch witch and make a swale so that it goes back to them.
Runoff. Yep.
Yeah.
I know.
Excuse me. Screw you. I've been here 30 years. You're building a house because it's fashionable. It's a tiny house, too.
That park that I walk in with Fred, that's what they've done there. The homes that were originally there were built back in the 70s, and they're all, the ones near the creek, forget it, they just flood. But a lot of them flood no matter what. And they built, and they say it's added on to that subdivision. Yeah, right. The prices of the homes are 3 times as much. They brought in truckload after truckload of dirt, elevated everything by 8 feet.
Yep.
When Hurricane Harvey blew through here in 17, the older homes went under 10 feet of water. The newer homes never got touched. I bet you they were pretty nervous.
That's the whole idea. Yeah.
It's just, yeah.
But where's the sand coming from? That's what I want to know. How are you raising all these houses in Florida? I mean, there's no high spots in Florida.
That's where that park came from originally. They dug these retention ponds, and developers knew from the get-go what they were doing. Well, we'll dig out, because by government, or is it federal government or state? They have to dig these retention ponds.
Yeah.
So now you're looking at mountains of dirt. Well, they turn around and put that dirt as a foundation for the new subdivision. And
however much land you're using, you have to put a retention pond to take up that rain soak-up space. Yeah.
Supposedly. And what's funny is the road going into that subdivision always flooded. Always. And there was just this wide open land where they couldn't develop because it flooded. So they built a 4th lake in this park. I've got pictures. That was when I first started flying this park. They built this 4th lake. And now when you drive down the road, you're driving down the road and the surrounding land is 6 feet high. You're like, there's a lot of dirt up there.
You should go and on State Road 70. You go by Lake Okeechobee in Florida. Huge friggin' lake. You look up at the side. It's like a levee. Drove my Chevy to the levee. You got to look up to see the levee. You can't even see the lake. But anyway, we have the strangest system. In New York, all the city, the sewers ran into the reservoirs, like you're talking about. In Florida, all this water runs into open canals that lead right out to the Indian River, which leads out to the Atlantic Ocean. So
the whole thing, though, man, about Florida is, this part of Texas is flat, but I think y'all got us beat.
It's flat. Yeah.
There's
no high ground.
Galveston Island is 12 feet above sea level. Is it? 10 feet. The seawall is 12 feet. But, even as you go inland, like downtown Houston is at 49 feet above sea level. And that's a distance of 40 miles. You're only gaining 30 feet in 40 miles. Out here where I live on the north side, I'm at 110 feet.
And how far away is your nearest river?
It's not so much a river, but a creek or a bayou.
Yeah,
When
well, a creek
that
can
puppy
turn
comes
into
out,
a river.
yeah. No, when that puppy comes out of the banks, forget it.
Right.
Everything here is just so flat, you can't tell where that river was. It's just a big lake.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. I think it was because I learned this from like a gutter guy. A 1/4 inch incline, water can run for a mile.
Yep. Yep. And that's what I'm saying. I'm trying to pull up a thing that I did here. Where I wonder where the
Topographical map.
Because 2017 Hurricane Harvey, boy, that was a week before that storm hit. The weather guy here said, and the weather guy here is not sensationalist. He retired because they wanted him to be. He said, no, I'm not going to do that. But he said a week before Harvey came, he said, this storm is going to be biblical. And I looked at it. I said, okay, he doesn't usually say that.
Right.
Yeah, and he was not wrong. That was 52 inches of rain in like 3 days.
52 inches of rain.
And that water had nowhere to go. Took a long time to get to Galveston.
That's insane.
Well, it's like I did a Facebook post. I said to my northern relatives and friends, 52 inches translates into 156 inches of snow. Look at it like that. 10 feet of snow. It's like a bummer.
Why isn't I'm not seeing on my taskbar DaVinci Resolve. Like I said, I just updated it.
Uh-huh.
I'm looking for the. Yeah, I got your channel opened here twice because when I first came on, I saw this guy talking about what was it? My brown star is clean, or whatever the hell that was.
I wonder if it's time for another commercial break. I'm sure the crowd that's in here now hasn't seen that one yet.
Nah.
Bunghole.
What did she
I think
say? It's pink.
He would something about his bunghole or something. Just I don't know.
Bad bunghole hygiene.
Yeah.
Cat scratch fever. Mud butt.
What I want to know is where'd they get that girl to say that stuff? Oh, let me see. No, it's not going to be here. I'm trying to find it because I actually put up a picture on Facebook. That's the only place I can find it.
The clear rear butt spray. And they show how to install it.
Yeah. The thing about it is there's a DJ here, as a talk DJ. He put these in to his own home years ago, and he says there is no way in hell. He hates going out to eat, which he has to do several times. He hates using toilet paper because of that now.
There it is, from stink to pink in seconds flat.
Yeah.
You crazy bastard.
Let me see if I can find it. This is a good ways back.
That was good. We're gonna have to play that Tuesday night. That's too good.
I'll send you the file. Like I said, I redid it.
Why don't you just come on and play it, you lazy bastard? You always come on an hour later.
Oh, this Tuesday, I got a water board meeting, and they're going to do it in person, so I'm not even going to be home.
You know, I need to start getting involved in my community.
It's the only real paycheck I get anymore. It doesn't take much to get me involved. Oh, paycheck? Okay, yeah, I'm there. It's not here.
I had volunteered for a bunch of crap in the old days.
Okay, do one more share screen here. So in 2017, when Harvey hit, you asked about rivers.
Right.
I live here, right there. This is Cypress Creek. Cypress Creek is normally, it has a 40 to 50 foot bank. So it's got to come out of that bank first, but the water came all the way up to where this red line is.
Oh, you got lucky.
We're on the low side. So up here in the north, these people got minimal flooding because they're just a little bit higher. But yeah, I got real lucky because, well, luck is relative because when the water backs up, our outflow stops. So
Right.
my house was getting seepage because the water, even though it was low, had nowhere to go, and it was coming through the weep holes in some of the lower spots. You know, we didn't flood per se, but it got. I was pretty nervous. But yeah,
Do you guys have basements? We don't have
No.
basements in Florida.
No, man, there's one whole town in Texas that has basements, and it's mostly around bedrock. Hey, Andrew Silver Fox, I haven't seen you in here in a while. But yeah, no, that's one thing I miss, man, is having a basement. Had that in a couple of places I lived in Brooklyn and Long Island.
We had them on Long Island, but and that was filled, boy. But first of all, you had your oil tank.
Yeah.
Because it was oil heat. And the furnace. And the rest of it, we put the washing machine and dryer down there. We built our own separate, which makes total sense to me. My father had us digging, and we built our own. I don't want to call it a cesspool because it wasn't. We just took the bricks. There's about a 10-foot wide hole, and we put the bricks around it, the concrete block, built it up, and put rock in it, gravel type rock, and then had the washing machine pipe go out and into that. Why would you want to destroy the ecosystem that's going on in your I want to say gray water, your septic tank? It's supposed to be a microbiological experiment going on there to break down the crap so that it can evaporate. But you're throwing in, and here's the thing:
chemicals, yeah.
When you've got a salt water system here with my water softener, the salt water back flushes the actual softener, which is all these pellets that collect all the calcium and all that. And so when you back flush, it's cleaning the pellets and getting rid of all the calcium. Why would you put that into your septic tank, you idiot?
You know, I never thought of that. Of course, I was only 10 years old when we lived there. But, yeah.
You think of a septic tank as it's a biological experiment going on. It's actually breaking down fermentation-wise.
I know one thing. I always took septic tanks for granted until I saw Mike Rowe on his
Dirty Jobs.
Dirty. He got into one, and I'm just going, oh, no. Hey. You get into one with a guy who does it every day, but still it's like, no. I always thought there was, nobody went down there. I say, yeah, after you suck all that stuff out, you still got to get down there and clean it, or the stuff gets clogged, and yeah, nasty. Ooh.
I remember in the old days, those were built with clay pipes.
Yep.
And guess what time it is? Time to change out the clay pipes. Hey,
there's my spam call.
Somebody likes you.
There's my spam call. I get about 10 of those a day.
I no longer know which calls are good and which aren't.
If I
Because
don't,
our
I
phones,
put everybody that I know by name and I have their number, I put in my contacts so I know if anybody calls me, I'll answer it. But if you don't have, yeah, there you go.
oh, I hate this camera. Suspected spam. Almost every call comes up like that.
Yep.
And then some of the names are funny. Hialeah Bob or something like that. Like, is it supposed to be a company or someone's name?
Both. So that's all bullshit anyway.
It was like 2018. I was telling Mitch, I actually called myself. Somebody spam called me using my number.
Hey, Jim.
When this first Jim's
Jim's
joining.
joining.
What's up? Yeah, he was on the other night. When this stuff first started, you were able to call the person back because you can't do that anymore. Now you just get a dun, 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 dun. So I called this woman. She obviously lived in Cocoa, Florida, and she goes, "Well, I didn't call you." I said they're using your number. I was new to the world of spam calling. I was pissed.
Yeah, that's another thing they took away. If you noticed, that was with that star 69 where you reverse call. I was really bummed when they took that away.
I had my granddaughter over here the other day, and I got a spam call, and I took the call. And they're trying to sell me an auto,
The warranty.
The car's 10 years old.
Yeah.
Auto warranty.
Yep.
I said, okay, you do the church man $200. I went to all this shit. She was Asian in the first damn place. I don't know where she was going.
Yeah, get past the English part.
But I gave it right back to her, man. My granddaughter was laughing her butt off. Every now and then you got to have a little fun,
Well, for the longest time, we were getting these calls, and it's usually from some guy in India, of course. But he would say, and I know you probably got this too, we have detected that there is a virus on your computer.
Yeah.
And I felt like, okay, I'm not going to tell him I'm in IT. I'm just going to roll with this. And I did. I kept him on there for an hour, and I said, it would start, what operating system do you have? I don't know. The computer. I turn it on, and then it just turns on. Yeah, I love playing with people like that.
And it's better to play the stupid old American than to have any savvy at all, because they'll notice that.
Yeah.
Got to play total. I just turn it on. I don't know not what to do.
Well, I actually got the idea that, though, we're doing something like that, because when you're retired, you have time.
How about the ones where you're going to be arrested for Social Security fraud? There's a warrant been issued for you.
Do you have my address? Because I really want to get out of here. I'm trying to get a vacation for my wife. When can you come get me?
Why are you asking me my name? You called me.
Right. But back when I was working for the phone company and the internet was just starting to crank up, DSL was new. I was an outside repairman going to people's houses to check their stuff out and see why it was not working. And I clicked on the line at the SAC box, which is the junction box, and the woman, my customer, was talking to our support at that moment. And I was going, oh, God. I said, okay, I'm going to listen in because they could end up canceling my ticket. So I need to know so that way I don't waste a bunch of time. So the guy's talking to her. He spoke pretty good English, but I could tell they were outsourcing, but his English was pretty good. But she was an older woman. And I'm 70, 80, I don't know. I counted 21 minutes before he finally found out what operating system she was using.
Oh, man.
And so when I never forgot, I was just laughing my head off. Is it Windows? Is it Apple? What version of Windows? And it just went on and on and on.
You gotta have the patience of
the thing about it is, I almost felt bad for her, and I almost, because you can get in trouble, butted into the call and said, "Man, right there, I'll be there in 2 minutes. Just hang up." I said, "No, I just better let this go because I can get in trouble." But yeah, that's.
Well, you'd start off with, okay, what brand of computer do you have? I don't know. Well, who made it? I don't know.
My son gave it to me as a gift.
Yep.
So I could talk to the grandchildren. Oh boy.
You're going to FaceTime with the grandchildren. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, that video I did this past Sunday for Mother's Day. That was the first time we've gotten together as a family in a year and 3 months. There was one couple in there. The oldest granddaughter, she's turning 31 Monday. She lives in San Francisco.
Wow.
She is, she got her master's and did her thesis there. She is some sort of genetic biologist. She's trying to cure cancer and all this shit. She makes well over 6 figures, and she's only been out of college for 2 years. It's a very niche situation. So you think, okay, she knows medical. Yeah, no, I don't think so. She's gotten caught up in the hype too. I guess it's from living in San Francisco and California.
Yeah.
She just, oh no, you can't. You've got to wait. Haley, they're worthless. Mask. It's a chain link fence. That's all it is on your face.
The only thing the mask is doing is stopping your spit.
Yeah.
The humidified air that come out of your lungs from going anywhere. That's all it's doing. It's not stopping a goddamn thing from coming in.
But one of the reasons, though, she said that why they haven't visited is because they can leave California, but they said when they come back during the height of it, they would have had to quarantine for 2 weeks with ankle bracelets.
Oh my God.
Yeah, they were actually doing that.
Weren't some people doing like 14 days in a hotel room with some crap?
Yeah, right. That was in New Jersey, I remember. Yeah, I'm sure that was happening.
You notice now India apparently has another strain, a different strain going on.
I brought that up with her too. And see, that's another point I was making.
She's the biologist. She should know you can't cure the common cold. You can't cure the regular flu.
Haley, they're getting 400,000 cases a day. They're getting 400,000 cases. People are dying at a rate of 4,000 a day, which is terrible. That sounds horrible. But look at that percentage. What is that percentage? That's right where the percentage, they got 1 billion people. They got a long ways to go before that population is coming down at 4,000 a day.
It's still like 0.01%, which is the same percentage as the normal flu every year.
Yep. And granted, I think this is more prevalent than the flu, because it is more contagious. But at the same time, the things that they go to keep it from spreading are not working.
No.
So what's the point?
I think they don't have an answer. That's why. I saw somebody, I said this on my channel. One of the kids I went to high school with, one of the people I went to high school with, showed their kid graduating from college, and this kid had 2 masks on. Said, "You're double the idiot." I said, whatever. You're guarding what's coming out of your mouth. Try and understand that. It's not stopping anything from coming into you. Whatever. Now go look up on the internet how many times a day you touch your face.
Yeah, I just did just now.
I mean, it's done unconsciously 1,000 times a day. You don't even know you're doing it.
I love my drone's keyboard screwed up. PETA to type. I don't know what that means. No N.
Pain in the ass.
Oh, so I have to use OSK to put those letters up.
Yes. You know what happens when I was on the phone the other day? It won't automatically bring up, like if I try and type in "Hi Ed" at Love My Drones, it won't pop up at Love My Drones. So you got to sit there and type it all out. And of course, here every time I try and do something, autocorrect takes over what I wrote.
Oh yeah, yep.
And it says turn on the sprinklers when all I said was I'm on my way home. Turn on the lights. Autocorrect made it say turn on the sprinklers or some shit. I don't know. There are people, I watch Ron, he sits there with two fingers and can type away. That's not me.
Oh, I know.
I do this. I connect the dots.
So I'm going to have to do this because it's time for another sponsored break.
What you got for us?
Now, This is your sphincter on TP. You call
wait,
that clean? I call
Yeah,
that
honey.
bad bunghole hygiene. A recipe for skid marks, crack scratch fever, mud butt, or worse. Fact, I haven't wiped my butt once in 6 months. Fact, my stinker is squeaky clean. How to do it? I started blasting my crack with the #1 most effective cleanser of all time, water. Well, this right here is the Clear Rear Butt Spray Bidet. This incredible breakthrough in toilet technology can be installed on any throne in the nation in under 15 minutes. No special tools, no expensive plumbers. These days, when I finish my business on the bowl, I just twist that dial and let my Clear Rear do all the dirty work. From stink to pink in seconds flat every time. And unlike this rough stuff, Clear Rear won't scrape or irritate that sensitive sphincter. Folks, it's time to wake up. Say no to Big TP and stop wiping your butt. Millions of Americans are saving money on toilet paper, spending less time in the bathroom, and enjoying cleaner sphincters with the Clear Rear attachable bidet. Just click on the button below to get started or go to truthaboutbigtp.com. Right now they're offering an incredible discount and a 30-day satisfaction guarantee for TP truthers like yourself. But only while supplies last. Now to show you just how easy it is to install the Clear Rear bidet, I've got a correspondent in the field. Brittany, are you there? Tell us what you see, Brittany.
Hey, Alan, I'm here right now with what appears to be a standard US toilet. But in just a few short moments, we'll have a top-of-the-line butt spray device installed.
Excellent, Brittany. Let's get right to it.
Step 1, remove the toilet seat. Step 2, plop down that beautiful Clear Rear bidet, replace the seat. Step 3, unscrew the water line, then screw it right back into the Clear Rear. The entire process takes 15 minutes max, and
How's the tank
as soon
get
as you're
refilled?
attached, get
Yeah,
ready to
I was
feel
gonna ask
cleaner
what things
than
are gonna
you
go
have
wrong.
in years. The Clear Rear bidet is fully customizable, including a pressure-sensitive nozzle so you can aim the spray and control the flow.
Looks delicious. Well, any final thoughts for our viewers, Brittany?
My bunghole is grinning from cheek to cheek, Alan. Not a single dingleberry in sight.
I've been saying it for years, folks. It's time for Big TP's butt-scraping agenda to end. It's time to release yourself from the tight stranglehold they have around your sphincter. That's why, well, if you want a pristine pooper like myself and Brittany, I'm urging you to click that button and pick up a Clear Rear bidet right now. They've got an ironclad 30-day satisfaction guarantee and a potent discount at truthaboutbigtp.com. I have one in every room at the compound. Gave one to my son Gary. Old Grandma Burns has got a high-powered Clear Rear installed. She loves it. Her friends come over and blast that woman's bowl. My entire family loves this device, and more importantly, folks, your sphincter's gonna love it. Pick up a Clear Rear today and boost that bunghole hygiene. Start living that 21st century pink sphincter lifestyle, folks. Transform the whole hole, ladies and gentlemen, from stink to pink without using the sink. Truthaboutbigtp.com.
If you want a shiny hiney, nothing beats a Clear Rear.
I call that bad bunghole hygiene.
My brown star is whistling, Alan, and frankly, I'm concerned.
Click the button. Click the button. Click the button.
Click the button.
Yeah.
How if you have a bidet, let's just say in the month of May, how are you drying A?
That's the other thing. You know, you're going to leave a wet spot somewhere.
That's what I'm thinking.
It also works as a drinking fountain for the dogs.
Yeah.
That's what Tim put up. Yeah, because if you're not sitting, that water's going somewhere.
But she's taking the water from the hose that's supposed to be filling the tank.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Something's going to go wrong there. Oh, wait a minute. No, you still need to flush the tank.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I'm going to have to get one.
No, but do bidets have like blow dryers on them? Or how do you dry it
I
up?
know of. You'd have to pat something somewhere at some point.
How are you drying the brown eye?
Yeah, right. Well, oh, it won't be brown, though, remember?
Stink the pink.
Crazy shit.
My grandma's got the high-powered one.
Yeah. And that's another thing, too. The guy doing that thing, that commercial, if that was his real hair and real mustache.
Oh,
I'd be
no, yeah. And you know those girls are going to cheat. They're going to turn that angle
Oh, yeah.
so it ain't on Billy Bunghole. It's, you know.
Yeah, we're gonna push that forward a little bit, and I'm just gonna lean forward. Oh yeah,
Yeah. She's on the toilet a little too long.
honey, I need to get in there. Almost done, dear. Hang on.
You're hogging the ball.
I'm hitting my spot. Wait a minute.
Whereas a guy, I don't need any high-powered jets slapping into my, the
Oh,
boys.
Man. Okay, now here's the thing, though, because that was a file. I did instead of a share screen, it said you can add a file.
Right.
But the file won't go away. I'm looking down here on my thing, and I got you and I got me. I got both those files sitting there from when I first played it, and then just now.
Oh, really?
It won't. All it gives me is the option to add to stream.
Share screen and video file. All right. Now lets me go and pick any file. Let me just pick something. I don't even know what the hell it is. What the hell is it? Speed editor, USB. Okay. Now, if I press that, some message came up.
I hooked it up to a 6K toilet, $6,000 toilet. It has a dryer on it as well as a bidet thing. That's Ed from Love My Drones. For some reason, I just cannot picture Ed using a bidet.
No.
I'm having a hard time wrestling with that one.
This video uses a unique codec, H.265, that your browser doesn't support. Follow these steps to convert it to a supported codec, H.264. Okay, so StreamYard only supports an H.264 codec video.
That figures.
Which is odd because the ending of the file I was going to share, just to see if it worked, was .mp4.
Should work.
Well, it didn't.
Be damned.
I just wanted to try it.
Yeah. Now, I did that on my last stream, too. I played, I did a 45-second hyperlapse from my Insta360, and I put it to music, and it worked really good. And I said, wow, that's better than doing a share screen of your share screen. A video files seem to come clearer for some reason. I lost a $20 bill once thanks to auto flash. Oh, that would suck. Yeah, lean over and have something fall out of your pocket and then the damn thing flushes on you. Oh, that would suck.
Oh, those auto flushes when you get up, it automatically knows.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And then how about when that doesn't work? You ever been in a public toilet and that don't work? Now you're doing this with your hand and all this crap. Come on,
There's
baby.
usually a button on there somewhere. If there ain't, I'm just walking over to the sink and getting out of there. Hell with it.
One me.
I cannot tell you all these, because of political correctness, all the stores that have now turned their bathrooms into unisex.
Target did it here.
Target, Kroger, most of the department stores, and I'm just going in there and leaving the seat up. Fuck them.
Well, you got people here saying I won't go there, and I don't. Whatever happened to that big pedophile scare? So now we don't care anymore.
Yeah.
Jim can go into the ladies' room. Who can see? But how do you know what I got under my shorts?
Really?
Apparently, I can walk into the ladies' room all I want. What a world! What a world of like they're wussifying the world, you know.
And that's another thing my wife Helene and I were talking about the other day was, and when you see the grandkids, it makes you think. They're in their 20s, barely 30s. I remember my 20s. I didn't know shit. I did stupid shit every day, every chance I got. Let's see how stupid I can be now. But after a while, you straighten up and you fly right and you start to think, okay, I need to get my shit together. What's it going to be, though, in 40 or 50 years after we're gone? I just cannot imagine.
They don't know the Pledge of Allegiance as it is already.
Yeah. Who was that one senator or congressman they nailed, and he couldn't recite it either?
Biden screwed it up.
Well, Biden can be expected to screw that. He's lucky if he remembers his name. One morning, then I wake up and go, "We're in Washington? How'd we get here?"
I don't want to get into the thing because the whole thing annoys me to no end. We're in such a state that you got a person who's got 4 years of governmental experience and she's the vice president. Holy shit. She could be president if he kicks it.
Oh, yeah.
There's some scary crap going on. I mean, Trump tried to be a Ronald Reagan, but he just couldn't cow down to the people and talk nicely.
And the thing about it is, the people that didn't like him, I honestly think they were being dishonest as to why they didn't like him. Yeah. They never gave really good, because everything he did was good for the country as a whole, but it just wasn't their version of what was good. So it's just, show me.
The man spent too much time on Twitter. Okay. Too much time replying to idiots.
Yeah, that's not a good thing.
You just stop, man. Stop. Shut up. I read his book 30 years ago, The Art of the Deal. He knew better back then to shut up than in today's social media. Why he ever got on social media, I got no idea.
Hey, Night Train. No, I think because his ego got the best of him.
Yeah.
You know that, and hate to say it, but that's anybody in power, man. That becomes your downfall.
You can't call out idiots anymore because look at Facebook. They'll put you on a 30-day retreat. They don't like what you're saying. They just turn you off.
The thing about it is, sooner or later, they're going to do that to a Democrat or two, and that's going to be the end of Facebook. Or they'll start to deconstruct it. Say, okay, you guys have had enough of this free speech non-stuff. We're just going to have to dismantle your ass now or something.
But if you had said 30 years ago, okay, we're going to cancel culture. There was no civil war, okay? Those millions, that didn't happen. We're going to take down all these monuments, okay? Because that shit just didn't happen. It's not the White House. See, why do you let that can't be the White House? It's got to be the public house. Can't be the White House. That's discrimination. That's racism.
Oh, I was wondering where you were going with that. It's the word white. Oh.
Yeah. Whitey, cracker, Cracker comes from cracking the whip.
We need to cancel the White House. So there we go.
American Pie? Why should it be American Pie? Worldwide Pie. Drove my Chevy to the Worldwide Pie.
Yeah. Well, don't say it Mom's apple pie, because now we're getting into gender.
Yeah.
Mom.
Can't have Aunt Jemima syrup anymore. What are you now calling my syrup? Because I like Aunt Jemima syrup.
Meanwhile, the family that started that was getting royalties all those years. I bet you they don't get them anymore. Stupid shit.
Lucky Charms, you're picking on the goddamn leprechauns.
I hope Thomas Ariels isn't in here. Oh,
you better change your name.
You better get that off of there. Andrew Silverfox is, though, and he's close enough. I think he's in Great Britain.
I used to go through the Lucky Charms to see what, how many marshmallows they were giving you. This
I
is
was
cheap.
Say, dude, by the time my sister got the box, she just got the cereal.
Those cheap bastards never put enough marshmallows in there.
I'm thinking, those are the ones I missed.
I used to laugh, man. The first one up in my house was the best dressed. We had 4 boys and 2 girls, and we washed. The minute you could reach the buttons of the washing machine, you washed and dried your own clothes in my house. That's how it worked. First one to the dryer. Was best dressed for that school day.
So in the Army, I caught the tail end of it. We were switching over to MREs. They had something called ice cream in a package. And
Really?
I said, this cannot be ice cream. What it was a powdered block of something. With MREs, you never know what the hell it is. And I just remember taking a chunk off of it and, wow, this is good. These are big, humongous Lucky Charms. That was their ice cream.
Oh. See, I was still eating sea rats with a John Wayne.
Yeah. I had
Anybody
those.
know what a John Wayne is anymore? A P-51 John Wayne? Can't open it.
Where's my key ring? Oh, it's downstairs. I got a P-51 on my key ring. Never be without one, man.
Yep. Look up the Kings Park State Psychiatric Center. I got the key to the ward of the Nut House. That's 50 years old, that key.
Fear the spear.
Pilgrim State Hospital. You had Kings Park State Hospital. It held 10,000 patients at its glory. 810 acres of land. All out on the streets. No mental health care anymore. Screw them. We'll let them kill somebody and have the police handle it. That's okay. We privatize jail systems to make money off it.
I missed the Yeehaw. What's that all about?
Yeehaw Junction is a place in Florida right down from the road. Off of State Road 60. It's got one traffic light. It blinks. Yellow.
Those places.
2-lane road. Yeehaw Junction.
Well, hell. Might have to wrap this one up, Jim. I can't believe nobody else came in. I feel so lonely. Nobody likes me anymore. But I got my buddy Jim.
Well, my phone blinked. Because I've been telling you, I got to get on yours. I've been meaning to get on yours. And
Well, I'll try to send you one. But like I said, I'm so infrequent with these anymore. I really should get back into a habit of doing them. But it was getting to where I was doing them like in the beginning. I was doing them every 2 weeks, and it was getting to be like that second week. I'd wake up Monday and go, "Oh, God, I'm supposed to do it live stream, but I don't feel like it." So it's like whenever I get to it now, and I guess I should go back to a schedule. People tend to get used to it more. But
they do. If you're
yeah, and that's the thing too. Like with my wife, she's going, "Oh, it's Tuesday. I guess you're going to go up and talk to Jim tonight." Well, I wasn't gonna, but now that you mentioned it,
we wind up. If people only knew, I mean, we're looking at the clock and said, because there's a little red timer in the top left, and you say, "Oh, holy Christ, we've been on for 2 hours. I better stop this thing." And then when we shut off the stream, Brian and I can still sit here and talk for another 3 hours, and we've done it.
yeah. I think last time I'm just going, how in the hell is this man? Who is it? Me? Was it me, you, and Carlos, or
Yeah, me and Carlos last time.
maybe I don't know, Mike Roche? I can't remember.
One time we had 4 of us were still on.
Yeah, but I know my time is bad enough, but you were like up till 2 a.m. that time.
Yeah.
That was just, man. I could if I stay up till 1, which I do usually on a Sunday or no Saturday night, Sunday morning. I feel like crap the next day, man. I can't function the way I should.
It ruins.
Love my drones. I saw no link. I should have done that in the beginning. Because I know I sent one to you, Ed. Because I got Jim's list. I just recycled Jim's list.
Right.
In fact,
What I do is I put my name first, and then I blind carbon copy everybody, and I put them in a list. I call it UAV contact list. So when I type in Gmail UAV, it automatically puts everybody in the blind carbon copy. Bingo, sends it off.
You know, I just had a horrible thought when I brought that up, because mine just says StreamYard, and I guess I need to change the name because it goes through Google Contacts. And I actually talked one day to StreamYard tech support. I'll bet you I sent it to them. Because I even sent one to my buddy Fred, and I thought he'd be here, and he's not here. He said he didn't have anything to do. Oh, well.
We'll put YT StreamYard or YT StreamYard list. Something you'll remember. I got it called UAV contact list.
Well, yours looks so damn professional, man. I don't want to look like I know what I'm doing. I mean,
I don't know what I'm doing.
You have a template, though, and it looks the same all the time. It looks very professional. I've been trying to get Kelly Shores on here. Now I know why he's not come on. Kelly's pretty good. He actually comments on some of my videos sometimes because he knows I'm only 3 hours away from where he lives, and I know where he lives. Kelly's a good guy. I sure hope he does another spin up this year, but never know. I know Kai, Lone Star UAV, they do that meetup here in Texas, and it's a 3-hour drive from where I'm at.
I heard him talking about it before.
Yeah, they're supposed to have it tomorrow, but like I said, tomorrow's weather is just going to be for shit. So, and that's another thing. Tomorrow they're supposed to have a tops down Jeep event down at the beach. I went to one of those a couple of years ago, but because of the weather, I'm not going to deal with that. I don't want to put my drone up in a 45-mile-an-hour wind. That's another thing too, man. The weather here has been so damn funky. Sunday, and for another piece of this video I'm working on, I was dealing with 35-mile-an-hour winds, and I'm just thinking, should I put it up? Should I put it up? Okay, I put it up. And I only got one wind warning, but at the same time, when I sent it away from me and I brought it back, it was doing like this. It was all over the place. And the batteries weren't getting 20 minutes in that wind.
Oh, hell no. No, that'll chew up your battery. And then you really should be in sport mode. But I always was getting the propulsion limited message. It would come up on the top left in yellow. It says propulsion limited.
Propulsion?
Yeah, it limits the output of the motor because it's fighting the wind.
Yeah.
It'll actually say propulsion limited. And so you can't put it 100%.
I don't know. I always thought going into a headwind in sport mode would not be a good idea, because the one particular day I'm thinking of is they say that there's a balance. If you have a sustained wind of 25, but your gust is 35, you're probably good. But my sustained wind that particular day was 19 and the gust was 35. And I was going, that's pretty much close to where I don't want to be. Because they say a 20 mile an hour gust has a real good potential to flip your drone.
Oh, I've had it. I've had it happen to me. I watched my drone coming right back to me, get hit by a gust and put into the tree right there. I've got a video of it. I had to call a tree guy. Came with a bucket truck.
Oh, yeah, well, you had to get the cherry picker.
Yeah.
That sucks.
I'm sitting there watching it come straight back to me. Bingo. Gust of wind comes. In Florida, there could be no wind and all of a sudden gusting. You get those tropical breezes, winds, whatever. And then 10 minutes later, there's nothing,
It says he's got to go feed the
dogs.
Yeah. That's what gets me off here at 6. It's getting close to dinner time, but I got one of them down here now. He's just feeding me. 6 o'clock is my cutoff time for them. They know they need to be fed.
Pushing 7 o'clock here. I got to fill up my coffee and then go find out what version 17.2 happened. What they do in that update.
Keep me up to date, man, because like I said, I can see a day not too far in the future where I'll pay for this thing. I might even have to get that speed editor you got too. That does make it easier.
It's a pleasure for guys like me and you. For guys who have bought the DaVinci Resolve keyboard for $1,000, they don't need this.
Okay, then here's something too. Okay, so you paid for your version of DaVinci.
Yeah.
So they're giving you updates
Updates are free.
in perpetuity?
Perpetuity.
Because that's the thing. Because I had Movavi for a while.
Yeah.
They would only update like that year's version. After that, you had to buy it again.
No,
Which
perpetuity.
I got away from them.
See, I'll just go through a video. I'll do this and then hit my in and out points. In, out. Then I can append it. You see the top button is append. So I'm hitting in, out, and append. Boom.
Basically, you're
Automatically on the
simplifying
timeline.
it. You're eliminating a lot of those buttons. You're wondering what the hell I need. It's a simplification thing.
Oh, yeah. It makes everything fast.
But that's what tells me something, though. Why is it hard in the first place?
These are the, these here are the transitions.
I love the transitions, man. They are, without a doubt. I don't. You know, they always tell you don't use a lot of transitions. But for instance, in that one video I just showed you where I was going from LUT to LUT to LUT, you didn't see a transition. You do a transition in Filmora, you know you're looking at a transition. Like I said, it hits you over the head with it.
If you're going to do your transitions, what I would recommend, see, you don't have that problem. You got a 2060. I've got a 1060. I've got to color my video first, then go back, put in transitions and text, and let it render.
Jim, I'm feeling you, buddy. Every day I'm hoping and I'm praying that I win the lottery so I can send you a decent computer. But I got to win the lottery.
I would buy one right now, Brian, but I can't get the card I want. I'm going to be like you. I'm going to be like you. I'm going to get a decent GPU card or not get one at all. I want that 3080. I think that's all I'll ever need.
The thing about the 3080 is it's built for 8K. And I don't see 8K being an issue anytime soon.
Now, for me, I'm never going to shoot 8K. I don't need it.
So what would you hold out for that for then? Don't worry about it.
Because it's got, look at how many cores it's got.
Okay, yeah, it does have that. Yeah, there you go.
Instead of 10, I think it's got 28 cores or some shit.
Mm-hmm.
It burns through rendering. You see, what happens is when you're playing 4K video, guys, in your editor, it stutters like a son of a bitch.
Yep. Ooh, I got a question for you.
Yeah. Proxies?
Now, hopefully you might know this. Maybe you don't. In Filmora, whenever you throw a clip on the timeline, the first thing it wants to do is render it to where you can work with the timeline. It'll actually render that timeline. This GPU card I've got renders it very fast compared to what I used to have.
DaVinci calls it render in place.
Render, okay, it's render in place. Is there a marker for that so I know when it's done?
Yeah, it's got a marker on top, thin line. It'll turn green.
Hang on, dude. We're
You
gonna do
can-
one more share screen because I need to know that, because this is the one thing that is really kind of driving me nuts because I want to work with it and it's still stuttering. So
Now, remember, you can also make proxies. Work on the proxies, and then when you deliver, just make sure you're not
for a minute long video,
rendering
like
the
I'm
proxy.
screwing with it first, I ain't worried about proxies.
Right, okay.
But for instance, when I threw this clip together, let me just,
Highlight the whole clip, right?
I'm gonna delete it.
No, don't.
No.
Where's the render in place? Highlight the whole clip again, all of it,
Okay.
the whole timeline. Right click, like you just did. And it should be see it? Render in place, right up at the top there. New compound clip, new fusion clip, render in place. Now, what do you want to render it to? You want to render it to QuickTime,
okay.
and then
It's gonna be MP4.
no, render it to QuickTime because
That's an MOV though.
it's the better codec. Trust me.
Really?
Yeah, wrapper. I mean, and then codec, not DNxHR. Click on that and
Okay,
go to
wait a minute.
264.
Stop. This is not for output. This is for working with on the timeline only. Because
Right.
see this here where it's saying 720?
Yeah, you're basically setting up your project. It's the same as setting up the project.
So if I rendered at 720, is it going to come out 720?
Yeah, you want to render
want
it at full HD. That's why you're clicking on it. Click the codec to be 264 or 265 or whatever. You're on the type. What do you want it to be, 1080p or 4K?
I don't even see 4K on this.
Because it's a 1080p video. That's why.
Yeah, that's right. It is.
Is it 1080p 38-bit?
Look at this 10. There's no way it's going to give me 10-bit.
No, it can't give you what you don't have.
Yeah.
It had 8-bit there.
So, okay, let me ask you this then. Okay, so like I said, this is a minute clip. Is this what you do generally?
No, I'll use proxies.
How do you do that?
You go up into the, it's either the playback. You see the playback? You can turn around. Yeah, and you got that on, but you can turn around and use the resolution. Look at timeline proxy mode. One more down. No, right up there, right up there. You were there.
Okay, timeline.
Yeah. Okay, if you go half resolution at 4K, you just made it 1080p.
You know what I don't like about that? Now it's even harder to see what I'm doing though.
Well, turn around and make that full screen. See, it's at 35% and the left viewer. Your left viewer.
Okay.
Yeah. Click it to 100%.
Huh. I'll be damned. Now, see that, okay, and this is what I was talking to you about Matt a few weeks ago, was that I couldn't see details. Oh, that's a bit too much.
That's
look at this.
because,
I can scroll out though.
yeah, you can zoom in and zoom out.
Oh, this is too cool. See that? Learn something.
Don't forget, you are now doing half of a 1080p, which is what?
720. No,
It's less than 720, isn't it? 640?
something like that. So, but this is for rendering to work with, but not output, I hope.
Yeah, this is just to work with it,
Okay.
so it doesn't stutter. With yours, you got a 2060 card. It should not stutter with 1080p footage.
It only does for about 30 seconds. If I just wait a minute with the settings that I had, I can get it to do what I want. What I'm worried about is, like I said, I've only been working with minute-long clips. I throw something that's 3, 4, 5, 6 minutes in there, and that's where it starts to be a problem, maybe. And by the way, I can hear the box over here when I do start working with this thing.
Yeah.
I hear the fans kicking in because it's doing something with that CPU, firing it up. So you're telling me, though, I can't use my GPU with this thing?
No, you don't have the paid version. You don't have the studio version. It's using your CPU.
That bites.
It has to use some GPU for Fusion titles. Like if you use Text Plus, those are Fusion titles, which are going to be using your GPU anyway.
Okay. Something else, too. What the hell is this window for?
You got your left and your right. One is source tape and one is timeline. So the left one would be your actual clip, and the right one would be the timeline you're working on. So right now, if you use that one, see, you can go ahead and do a qualifier on that left viewer right there.
Really?
Yeah. And the right one is always showing the actual timeline. So you're in timeline 1. Now you could go over there. See, if you look at the rights where it says StreamYard, you're in the clip view. You can be in pre-clip, post-clip, timeline, grouping.
And see, this is where it starts to lose me. Just a little bit.
Now here's something else, okay? Right-click on your node. Your serial node is already red. Right-click on that and save it as a. You can save it as a shared node. You can save, if you double-click on it, it should automatically save it as a still. So imagine that you had made this node your white balance.
Okay.
And
Oh, okay. I see what you get. That's
okay, so you're
your
saving that as
reference for your white balance.
right. And then on any other node you make or any other clip, you can click on the clip, hit your middle mouse wheel, and it will automatically add that stills color work that you have done onto it.
Good
That's a color
grief.
space transfer.
Yeah, I know.
That's a gamma.
I can't-
Now, why do we want gammas? Because TVs run at 2.4 gamma. Some are
Gamma was something
2.2.
that Mojave had gamma, and I came to love gamma real quick because it was very useful, and I missed that.
Well, go into your mid detail right there. See over where it says color wheels?
Down.
Right above the lift gamma gain. It says mid detail. You want to make that sharper in the mids, you just slide that from 0 to 50% and higher.
Right here.
No. Up on top where it says contrast, pivot, and mid detail.
Yeah.
Hit
Here.
your mid detail and make it sharper.
This.
Yeah. Push it to click it. Right. Now hold your mouse down and move your mouse to the right.
Oh, move it to the right. No, it's not doing shit.
No, double click now. Now move the mouse. Keep holding on.
Wait a minute.
Keep your left finger down and move it to the right.
Oh.
There you go.
Oh,
See?
look at that. Would you? Oh,
Yeah.
my.
That's how they all work. They all change like that.
Oh, I didn't know that. Jim, I have to start paying you, man. This sucks. I ain't got no money.
I should do 5 minutes of Da Vinci Tech each Tuesday, but we'll see.
This is too cool. That changed a lot of shit.
Now, see, if you wanted to qualify something, you go over to the eyedropper, click on that. Now pick something in the video that you want to actually qualify.
How's it going to know, though?
Because
I'm
you
picking
see, you see that right above your thumb dropper there on top of the clip. It's called the highlight. No, above it. Oh, no, go up. Yes. To the left. Right there. Click on that.
This?
Click on that. Highlight. That right.
Okay.
Now,
Oh. So
that
it's showing me what's highlighted.
right. It's showing you what you are going to change. Now go down to that luminance. Go down to the luminance at the bottom. Now move that around left and right. There, you see? You're changing what you would actually be affecting in the video.
Now,
Now-
if this was a gray sky, it would work, but yeah,
See if
right
you
now-
can get it just down to just pick out those bright lights. Move it the low side to the left.
See, it's
You
bringing
just want to pick out the bright lights.
putting the noise up in there too.
And see, now you're only working on the parts.
Ah, so that's the qualifier. Matt was
Right.
talking about.
Right. That's qualifying something.
Must be that damn Australian accent. I guess I didn't understand it completely.
Now I know
Okay,
why
so-
Nay hated me.
So
Nay
wait
would
a
say,
minute.
go to the left, hit that button over there. I'm like, what?
So if I did this,
All you got to do is hit Shift H. That turns that on and off.
yeah, now you got me using command buttons. Let me try something here. I'm curious.
So you're picking what you're going to be changing in that clip only.
Right.
So now if you went over to offset and turned that whole thing orange, you'll see what you changed and made orange. Make a severe change. Yeah, hit the offset and make a severe change. Hit that center dot and bring it to the top left. Hit the center dot and drag it to the top left.
Okay.
Now hit Shift H. Shift H, shut your highlight off. See what you changed? Everything but what you had highlighted.
Moses
Changed.
said the water would turn blood red, and it did.
See? How easy was that?
Too cool.
That's the power of DaVinci Resolve.
Okay, okay, wait a minute. Then this should.
That resets it.
That's good. Yeah, it's one thing to play around like that. It's nothing to bring it back to where it was.
You can always undo. You just hit Control Z.
Control Z, I found that out. It doesn't work all the time though, because you can go too far and it makes it harder to work with.
I don't know how many steps backwards you're right there. I don't know how many steps backwards it will go, but I've undone 2 or 3 things.
Hey, Craig, Mad Kiwi's in here. How about that? I missed him there. I've been watching the
Hey, Craig.
screen. And Bud Bieber. Bud, there's a lot of stuff over your head, but that's okay. We still like you anyway.
Now see, you got the clean blacks, the clean whites, and the blur radius and all that.
Yep.
That's when you're doing your qualifying. What I'm talking about is when you go and qualify those lights. Like you could make those light colors different. Now move your luminance, right? Keep your Shift H on. Keep your highlight on. Hit Shift H.
Shift H.
Leave your highlight on. Now move your luminance gently, because we want to try and get just the lights that you don't like. Now go the other way. Right.
So I'm bringing the lights down.
Yeah. We just want to find those lights. Keep going to the right.
I might have gone to. This is pretty.
You got a better picture than me? Have you got those lights?
Don't know unless I take this highlight off. I don't know.
All right, now go off to the offset and make the lights blue. Turn it straight to the blue. Just because we're just doing it.
Yeah, I know.
Now on Shift H again. Let's see what we did.
In blue. Look at that. The yellows are still there too. That's bizarre. Holy crap.
Now, if you wanted to do just one thing, you just wanted to change the color of the restaurant, then you would use the qualifying window. Instead of the dropper, you would go to the one to the right of the dropper, which is actually the tracker.
Okay, wait a minute. To the right here?
Yeah. Yeah. Now you see, go down and pick the round 01. Okay. Now that's a qualifying window. Put that on the restaurant. Drag that down to the restaurant. Now take the other windows, the dots on the left and right side. Yeah, make it smaller. See? Now you're only going to affect what's in the middle of that. But so people don't see how much you're changing it, take that outside dot and bring it to the right a little bit, because you're creating a blur radius.
Which outside dot? There's a bunch.
That one.
This one I got.
Yeah, just move it to the outside. Move it to the right. Right. You're doing it. Okay. That's creating a blur radius. So there's not such a sharp difference.
Right.
In what you're doing.
So what would I do? So I'm working with the offset again on this?
What you're actually doing is only changing what's inside that qualifying window.
Okay.
That you just picked.
So
you can turn that any damn color you want.
Let's go down to...
See how it's green now?
Oh, this is too cool. This is way too cool.
That's called qualifying. Now, check this out. As the video plays, that qualifying window is going to stay exactly where it is, but the restaurant's going to move. So what we have to do then is track it forward and backwards. And not that one, go to the right, one more, that one. That's your tracker. See where it says tracker?
Uh-huh.
You got the play forward and the play reverse. That will track the restaurant. See the tracking dots?
Oh, it is going to move a little bit. Yeah.
Okay, and if it ever goes out, you would stop it and then move that qualifying window back onto the restaurant.
Gotcha.
There, you just tracked the restaurant through the clip.
Okay, so how do I take that circle off?
Shift
Go
H
back.
out of it.
Hmm?
Shift H out. I think you can just to the right. You got the check mark.
Okay.
At the bottom of it, you see where you're in tracking mode. Right underneath your picture. To the right of the picture, you got the mix mode. No. I'm sorry. It's my mistake. To the left of your picture. Right there. Click the right and go to off.
Oh,
There you go.
Okay. So, okay, let me back that up a second. I want to see that. Because that should be a red now. And it is. I'll be damned. Oh, look at this, would you? Oh, this is too cool. This is way too cool.
So now think of
now it did lose a little
the
bit of the
umbrellas on your beach video. The umbrellas on the beach.
Yeah, well, they were purple.
Did you want them to be orange? Do you want to
No, I wanted them to
separate
be
the
black.
beach from the other side?
They should have been, like I said, I wanted to keep it real. The umbrellas were blue, but the shadows were purple. They should have been black.
Yeah, because your lift was too low.
Oh, and I see what it's doing too. I see why it didn't, because I broke this up 4 times. So
Right.
It was only in this one
Clip.
Okay, let's see.
Right. We only tracked it in the one clip.
Yeah, there it is. Because I was wondering why I lost it right away.
Now, the minute we get to that second clip, you're going to lose the qualifying window.
Yep.
Right
Still,
now.
Yep, sure did. Man, that is awesome.
Now you see you got a key mixer up there too.
What's
You're
that?
merging your nodes right now.
Is that,
The thing
is
that's
that what this is?
that's a merge node, yeah.
Didn't know that. It kept coming up and saying, "What is that thing doing?" Did not know that.
That is a merge node. You can merge 4 or 5, however many serial nodes you want to into the one. So in other words, you can pick the lights of each restaurant and make them different.
Oh, that would be way too cool.
And it's a lot of work, but
I mean,
it's
if
fun
really
when
wanted
you've
to-
done it. Yeah. Now the layer nodes work just like it sounds, in a layer fashion, one on top of the other. We're parallel nodes, so you can go down and right-click and change a node into a layer node or a parallel node or a shared node.
Yeah, I've only worked with, because I listened to a couple of videos, and one guy was listening to it, always do a layer mode. So I was listening to that, and I said, okay, I'll just go with a layer mode for now.
I like parallel nodes.
But the thing about it is these nodes to me are secondary. I understand their significance,
Right.
but when I'm color grading, what you just showed me is more valuable than anything.
Always start off with a white balance node, though. The first thing you want to do is balance the
center.
picture.
Yep, you want to get your center. Too cool. Save changes. No.
Very powerful tool.
It is. Man, I'm impressed.
Now, I always want to know the why. So if I'm doing that, okay, hit this button. Well, why am I hitting that button? You know what I mean? Like when I'm watching videos, the guy says, okay, never go over temporal number 8 on the temporal and spatial because they're clicked together, all right? It turns out that shit is rough on your GPU card.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of power to take noise reduction.
Looking at what Tim said, he sounds like me. Like I said, you get lost in the weeds on this stuff because it's, like I said, there's so much to it.
If you want me to do short little things on DaVinci on our Tuesday night show, no problem.
I told Matt, and I'll tell you, dude, bring your viewers up that with people go for those tutorials, even if they've been done before.
Well, I would do it. See, because if you go out there and look for DaVinci photos for droners, not there. How to work with drone photos, not there. Drone video, not there. I've searched everywhere. A lot of rabbit holes. Well, did I show you? I got 100 gigabytes worth of tutorials here.
Yeah, you showed me.
This is what Canine's talking about. I mean,
But
this
that's what I
whole
mean, man. You know, you can get into all those tutorials and you'll come away either more confused or only with as little knowledge as you thought you were going to get because they go off on their tangents.
I clip them. I clip to only what I want from that tutorial. With my what did we talk about before? That Cyberlink
Yep.
friggin' viewer, recorder, screen recorder.
Yep.
I
Yep.
only record what I want from the tutorial and then I name it. I've got two separate things on nodes. One is called nodes and one is called nodes 101. What each node does. I just want to know. Okay, make an outside node. Why am I making an outside node?
And see, that's just it, though. That's what I'm talking about, though, Jim. For the layman, and all of us are laymen when it comes to this shit. That would help a lot. Like I was telling Matt, you know, I don't know shit, but I figured let me try a couple tutorials. They're the biggest viewers I get all the time. One of them I made 1.5 years, almost 2 years ago, and it's about to go over 8,000 views. And this is from a guy who, when I made it at the time, I had 65 subs. You know, people will watch that stuff if it's what they're looking for, and that's what YouTube is all about.
Yeah.
You know what they're looking for at that time. Hey, bud, I got to end this one.
Billy Ripka. Yeah, he's got some decent tutorials, but I prefer Nathaniel Carter and this other guy. I only like the certified, DaVinci certified guys. They actually tell you what, where, why.
Yeah,
And you know what? They actually worry about how long their videos are. Now, I don't give a damn as long as I'm learning from you. You go on to somebody
I
like,
see what you're saying.
you go on to JRTV. His videos are 2 hours long. He lost me a long time ago. Minute 3, he lost me. Because he likes to just get on there and play around.
Yeah.
No, that's not what I'm here for. I want to know what the hell the outside node is for. You know,
Something specific. Yeah.
right. There's also a thing like I
Let me go
told.
ahead and end this
Yeah.
one. though.
Yeah.
I
Okay,
need to get out of here.
we could talk for another 8 hours.
Tell me about it, and we will.
All right, I'm going to leave and let you wrap her up. Good night. Thank you very
Okay.
much.
Not a problem. Like I said, I'm going to end this one here, people. I do appreciate everybody coming into the chat. I appreciate especially Jim hanging with me the whole time. Man has a wealth of knowledge. I just always learn something on his Tuesday night show. Always, every time. I go in there and I go, you know, I try to add things, but I'll end up coming away with more than I give. So it's always a good thing. And, you know, you always get a good panel in there. But Tim 4AK, is good seeing you here to the end. Love my drones. Ed, Bud Beaver, probably not still here, but that's okay. Mad Kiwi, Craig, good seeing y'all in here, man. Like I said, I'll try to get these a little bit more regular. I know I'm pretty infrequent. But anyways, y'all take it easy. Till the next one. Bye-bye.